confused and devastated.
Yeah.
I think I'm like concussed on the floor, actually.
Your stun lock will be broken. Yeah. So basically, last session, you were all in the cave where Zash and his sister used to go and hang out. You were heading out of there. Zash was going to go and meet up with his family, and the rest of the group was going to lead Lord Innsmouth down to the south towards Neverwinter in order to head to Castino's casino. Zash went and met up with his family. They then started to make it up, and you guys met back up together, a few, about half an hour, 20 minutes outside of Neverwinter. Chatted a bit, got to meet Zash's family, and then you made it into Neverwinter, where you started heading through the town till you eventually reached where Castino's casino is, and you learned that night... Hold on a second. You learned that night that there is going to be a fight between, I know it was Hulking Hogan and Randall the Savage.
Right. Yeah.
But also between Gormon the Goliath Gnasher and Alpha Omega. That was sort of like the main fight. And when you got there, Lord Innsmouth and you guys had gone in and you were talking to Castino himself, when he informed you about the fight, and Lord Innsmouth explained you guys explained the situation, and he slightly hesitantly agreed to allow you guys down into the vault for Lord Innsmouth's protection. He was talking about, he was kind of seeming a little bit suspicious, and you guys were sort of on your toes. But after he was willing to let you do it, he was diagramming out the way to get through it. And that is whenever a beam had fallen down from the ceiling that was supporting some lighting fixtures and knocked him out. And that is when you guys basically pulled aside Manuel and... Jerry?
Jerry was definitely one of them. I remember yelling at him a lot.
Yeah, Jerry and Manuel, who were two of the ones putting up the lighting fixtures for the fight that night, and you told them that they were going to help you guys get through get through the traps in the vault. Now that you had to sort of push your way through there, and Zash's father and mother were going to stay with Castino, while his sister was going to the House of Knowledge to try and connect with the key web for the Cobalt Souls. You then went into Castino's vault, where you guys forged your way around through all the trials and tribulations, which eventually brought you around to the vault. Once you got inside, you noticed that there was a small black box sitting atop a pedestal that was kind of sequestered off to its side, or off to itself in the one corner. When you started looking into it and investigating it, you saw that it was a ring that contained an eyeball. The main thing that was noted about this was that it had a dampening effect on magic items and magical effects, as in the fact that all of Zash's equipment stopped functioning for a period of time, as well as Smith's glasses were not able to function while Zash was pointing it at him. So eventually it was sort of determined that they had some kind of nullifying abilities, and there was also a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of, questioning about what this ring was from Lord Innsmouth, who seemed to know a little bit more about it than he led on. At which point, Zash asks for a few moments alone with Lord Innsmouth, where the rest of the group, knowing, or the rest of the group obliged him, and had stepped out of the vault, except for Nylor, who stealthily transformed into a little spider and climbed back into the vault before the door shut, where Zash started questioning this ring, and right as he was holding it, I believe it was a black inky tendril reached up through the gemstones and the coins that sort of littered this place and bashed Zash up against the wall where the ring fell out of his hand. Lord Innsmouth then walked over to it, and as he picked it up, you notice that his hand was actually made out of a metallic, kind of robotic-looking hand, at which point Nylor tried casting Hold Person, which failed, at which point Lord Innsmouth cast a spell similar to the one that he cast through the ring, though, this time, towards Nylor, knocking him... Well, no, he was already off the wall at that point. At which point he walked over to this section of the wall over here and pressed the ring up against it, and the wall sort of shifted out of place, and he stepped through into the landing that was in the Hall of Spikes, that, Zash, you could barely just make out as you were sort of faltering there, and he looked back and said to you in a voice that did not belong to Lord Innsmouth, with sort of black inky eyes, saying, "You trust too much." And that's where we're going to pick up. So, yeah, Zash and Nylor, you guys took some heavy blows there, and were knocked down. The rest of you on the outside, you definitely heard this, poof, and then a few seconds later, another poof.
I wanted to ask about that. Did we really hear stuff through the thick, heavy vault door, which would have typically protected sound?
I mean, while it is protected, it's not soundproof. Like, if there was a bomb in there, you could still hear the bomb go off. Pressure waves.
Okay, they're not a bomb. They just had a little tussle.
Well,
Zash also has a very hollow head, so...
tussle, but
a little tussle.
No.
That's why I was wondering if we would have actually heard anything.
For the case, Nylor was bashed up against the vault door, so you definitely would have heard that.
Sounds fair.
And also,
yeah, that's kind of
like... Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's kind of like where I imagined myself trying to open the door and get in there because I heard or felt or whatever, because I was right next to the door pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Also, isn't there large piles of gold in here too? Because I think I remember when you said I got slammed into the wall, I knocked a bunch of gold all over the place.
Yep.
As well.
Yep.
So
I
would imagine that it would make a lot of noise.
Yeah. To say Castino has organized this room in quite a while would just be a bold-faced lie.
Who needs to organize their money?
He's like Scrooge McDuck. He just likes to swim in it.
I was just gonna say Scrooge. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Wow.
Yep.
Alright, well, I feel like I'm still kind of a little loopy.
Yep. Would make sense. We're just bashed into a wall by a man that you have no reason not to trust.
Can I, scamper and try to stand up and go over and touch the wall that he just went through?
Sure. Yeah. So it's at this time, Albina is starting to do the tumblers on here, because I know you said that you were marking down what those were the last time. Yeah, so Nylor, you actually see on this wall, there is a very... Well, actually, let me see here. You know what? Roll me a perception check. Because I had a number set in my mind.
Wait, me or who's rolling perception? Sorry.
You're good.
Oh.
You look at the wall, sort of in the center, without any kind of, extra lighting. It would almost just appear to be a spot where some of the stones have come together. But as you're looking at it, you realize that it's actually a hole that has an impression on the inside that looks like you could place an object in there and then turn it.
I'm gonna go over and make sure that Zash is okay.
Okay. And like I said, at this point, vault gate is open, so y'all can...
I would say, why are you opening the door? Because she is a bit further back.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were further back.
I was out of there trying to console my magic bird, who said it is very dangerous magic.
Yep.
Very destructive magic. So, why are we opening the vault? What's happened?
I'm sorry. I can barely hear. I heard. Did she say my name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She was asking you why you're
opening the vault.
Yeah, she's asking why you're opening the vault.
Okay, so this is what I was expecting. I was already opening, but yeah, sorry, it's rewinded. You guys didn't hear that? It sounds like something's going on in there. I don't think we should wait out here anymore. I think we need to go in there.
Yeah, at this point, do I realize, or any of us realize, that Nylor's not with us?
I would say at that point, while you saw her starting to open it, you may have realized it, but as the thing opens up, you see Nylor's already on the inside.
But yeah, no. See, she would be like, wait, there was very powerful magic in there. Are we ready to open the door? I mean, we need to save our friends, obviously. But should we ready stuff? Smith, Septis? That ring was powerful. We have no idea what's going on in there.
They could already be dead.
Yeah,
They could already be dead.
I only have what I can fight with. I don't really have any more magic left that I can do right now until I rest. But you guys are welcome to if you feel. Let me know. I have just one more combination left, and the door's opening.
Okay. Where's Nylor? Or am I seeing him yet?
No, you don't see him because
I would want to cause them to cautiously open the door, because the destructiveness of the ring, that anime sensed it to be.
I mean, I have no idea that it's even the ring. I just heard a noise and I felt something, so I'm more worried about getting in there and checking on the people and dealing with whatever comes at us.
Yeah, so
I probably wouldn't be opening the door slowly. I mean, I'd hear what you're saying, but I'd be like, listen, there's obviously something going on in there.
No, she's coming up trying to stop you from opening the door. He's the least, so we can be ready. There's dangerous magic in there, and we can't help our friends if the dangerous magic comes and takes us out too.
We don't even know what's going on. You guys are free to do what you feel. I'm ready to go in.
So, I don't know. I
Smith,
want to
Septis.
prepare us. We're not even prepared. Just
I say we open the door.
probably be ready with my bow then.
Okay. Makes sense.
Like, I don't trust whatever is going on is safe for us to just fling the door open. Why the rest of you would is beyond comprehension, but.
Not trusting, but I'm not gonna leave my comrades in there
Because they're folks of
to
action.
die.
Yeah, that's why I was like, Iluna's being prepared to fight something, or the rest of you just gonna hope there's nothing to fight.
As far as I'm aware, there's
she's
not.
already ready to fight, so I don't need to. Yeah.
It's just Lord Innsmouth and
okay.
Zash in there.
And the ring.
Yeah.
The
But
ring is definitely a concern.
And the last you know of the ring is that it was shut up back in its box and set
exactly,
aside.
like the ring's not even in my mind because that's all extra.
Well, Iluna already tried questioning Lord Innsmouth.
Right.
You
The whole reason I asked for.
far with him. I mean, he suspected.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole reason he asked is
Had
perception because we
meaning.
didn't notice that. Only he noticed the perception, so we can't add extra information. So I'm not readying anything. I mean, if I need to pull out my weapon, I will at the time.
Well, Iluna's
So I'm
been
opening the
based on
door.
Anime extreme fear. I mean,
Door's
set
open. I'm
this
pushing it.
the core turned off when you were prepared to.
Yeah,
Same as I was
have
when
a
I
soul
left the
gone.
room.
That's about it.
There's not really much difference that would make being inside and outside of the room. So as I slightly hesitate and I listen to what Iluna's telling me, I still have an impulse and I push open the door.
All right. So the vault door, you're pulling open the vault door, and during this time, Nylor, you head over to Zash. You can sort of see he's reeling there on the ground. You imagine that he may have taken a little bit more force from that attack whenever he hit the wall and hit his head. Whereas for you, it was just this terrible, awful, negative feeling that sort of drained you.
A little bit of blood in the ears.
I'm gonna go ahead and. Actually, wait. Before I say anything, I don't even know what spells I have, so give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
And I see them, both of them clearly.
Yeah.
As I open that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll say as you hear the of the gears going through from the tumblers as you start to pull back the door. You peer inside, and you see Nylor. You see Nylor sort of kneeling right next to Zash, who's sitting up, but sitting on the ground on this pile of gold.
I'm gonna wave my hand over and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
Nylor, what is that? What happened?
Wait,
Hot dog.
where's Lord Innsmouth? Oh, good job.
Nice.
What's going on, you guys? Nylor, what happened?
How are you in here before me?
Yeah, how are you
Sorry, that's
like why are you in here? I thought you were with.
I'm gonna leave at the part where I wild shape. I'm gonna fill him in on everything that I saw while I was inside the room.
Okay.
Wow.
So Lord Innsmouth, he's gone, and he's not who we think he is.
Something. He went through the
slowly
wall.
put my bow away. He went through the wall.
Yep. You go over there. There's like a little keyhole that you could put something in and turn. And he grabbed the ring and put the ring in the wall and peered through the wall.
Wow.
I'm just trying to remember all the details. Like what? He had a metal hand. You would have told us.
He did
that.
not have a metal hand. He had like a inky tendril hand.
And
No.
Nah,
He had a
No.
middle hand.
he had one.
Oh, he had a middle hand. Okay.
He
I was
could,
thinking-
he
So
could,
you know what? We'll argue in favor of the fact that Nylor, when he was hit, or when he went to pick this up, Nylor was wild shaping out in order to cast Hold Person. So you may not have seen the hand before you were hit with the Enervation Ray. But if you look at the P5 chat, this is what his hand looked like.
that's a strong hand.
So you said there's a door here that he opened?
Yeah. I don't know if it's so much of a door, but like there's a little indentation, and he took the ring that sapped everyone of magic and put it in the hole, and was able to walk through.
Did he use the ring to open it?
is there some kind of barrier of magic on that, you guys? Can anyone sense?
I can detect magic, but
Maybe
it'll
he
take
just took the
11
magic
minutes.
off of it. Sorry, what'd you
Is
say?
there like a... I said I can detect magic, but it'll take me a while.
Oh,
While he's doing that, can I just try to go use my ring on it and see if that works?
See if your ring works.
Yeah.
You know, he's starting to cast this. You put your ring in it, and it looks like it's gonna fit. It looks like it's gonna work, but as you try to turn it, something doesn't turn. Like it's like there is something like you know how if you buy two of the same lock and you take the key from the other lock, like it'll fit but it will not turn. That's essentially the same idea.
Okay, can I pull out my green lantern ring and try it?
Yeah? What the fuck? Hold on. So you want to pull this out? Oh!
No wonder Nylor is a Circle of the Stars druid. He's
Let's-
from the stars.
Let's play that game,
Okay.
baby.
I'm
That's
actually
awesome.
jealous. Yeah,
That's
that
so
is
cool.
so sick.
Man, you're
That
pulling out, you know, lantern shit on a guy with the red lantern tattooed on his arm.
Yes, tattoo.
With our powers unite, we are Captain Planet.
Oh my god. It's funny too because pink lanterns are the lanterns of like love and emotions, so they
Yep.
even have that lame shit covered too.
I've always said it where pink lanterns are the lantern core that always confused me the most because it's the most extreme love, which can really go a bad way.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can love somebody, and then you can love somebody a little too much.
Yes.
Yeah, so like I said,
Okay.
while he's casting this, you try putting your ring in there. Like I said, it almost fits, but it doesn't turn.
Is it just like an indentation and that's it?
Or
is there like what looks like a keyhole?
roll me an investigation check while Smith is casting this.
Would knock work? Would I know that?
You don't know 100%. You know, knock definitely works to let me see. Yeah. You know what? I'll say I will say that as you are casting this, you're starting to get because you were casting detect magic, right?
I was thinking about using knock first if
Okay.
there was a doorway.
Okay, that's
But
fine. Yeah. So if that's the case, so Zash, you before he casts knock, you go up, you try your ring, and you're looking at it. You realize that it does have facets on the inside of this that would possibly line up with indentations that are in your ring, because obviously the Innsmouth clan has a very particular family sigil that is embedded into the ring. It's how, it's how you can stamp stuff, it's how you can denote things. But there are imperfections, or there are different spots in it that appear to be, just slightly different from this. Roll me a history check, real quick.
Okay. A 6.
Okay, so you're not 100% sure, but you're pretty sure that the rings of the Innsmouths, like of Thunsorn and of Thortan, Lord Innsmouth himself, Thortan is Lord Innsmouth, but, of Thunsorn and Lord Innsmouth himself are a little bit more intricately designed to denote who specifically they are. And as you're sitting there thinking about this, as Smith is casting Knock, you realize Lord Innsmouth never goes out without his ring. There is never a moment that he would even think about being without his ring. In fact, beyond a shadow of a doubt, he would probably sleep with that ring on. And Lord Innsmouth, as you guys were traversing, did not have his ring, and specifically even mentioned it when you had brought it up about how he may have left it back at the estate. And that to you is now raising a hell of a concern. And as you're sitting there and you're contemplating this, Smith, you cast Knock, and while you know that once you cast this is not a mundane lock, it is enchanted by the arcane lock spell, which luckily Knock can suppress for 10 minutes. So as you do this, you see the indentation sort of dig back in, and then the wall begins to slide out of place.
So how long does it take him to cast that? Like
10 minutes. Or no, Knock? Sorry, Knock's an
in
action.
that
That's 6
time?
seconds.
Oh, that's an action. I thought he was trying to cast. Did he cast something else
Detect
at the
magic.
time? Though?
Yeah, no, he was casting Knock first.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was. Never mind. So Iluna's gonna still raise her alarm because she doesn't trust any of.
I mean, I just told you that this guy went through the wall and he did all this. I think all of us should be raising
Yeah.
alarm now that we're following him. So yeah.
Yeah. So we prepared to follow this guy. I mean, what does that ring do? He clearly took you guys out pretty swiftly with it.
I mean, he had to take us on one at a time, as opposed to all 6 of us at once. I think we could take him. Probably not. In hindsight, but
quick out of game question. Are Tony and I aware of spells that he casted versus spells that came from the ring? Because I know the one on me he casted, and I know the one on Tony was from the ring. But do Zash and Nylor know that?
So Zash and Nylor, so you would both know that he did not have the ring when he cast the spell that hit Zash. Nylor, you definitely saw him point the ring at you when you were hit by that wave of negative energy.
Okay.
And probably not, but would we recognize, like, what specifically these spells are? And how much more advanced they are than what we are?
Probably not, but you can roll me an Arcana check.
Sure. It probably won't go well, but I'll try. Oh yeah, a 0. Look at that. Oh, hell yeah!
You have no fucking clue.
I'm like, oh my god, did you see him spray me with water?
Neither do I. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait to fight this guy.
Nylor,
going
Nylor
great.
more skilled in, the the evocation, the divination, especially, if if Nylor had to really dig into spells, it's going to be more evocation and divination. Zash, your arcane knowledge really isn't there. You would imagine, your sister might know more stuff like that. The most that you are aware is just that, you were both hit with these inky tendrils of blackness that just sort of sent this, necrotizing energy through you.
And completely out of game, obviously, because you told us this one and didn't actually happen. That he could have used Disintegrate. So, in hindsight, this probably isn't the smartest idea, but I think this is the path that our characters on.
Don't know that. So
no, I'm just
metagame.
No metagaming. I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's go kill this lich thing.
Maybe he could have also used the death ray. Just saying. There is a death ray.
We got this. Oh, can we look through here? Is that more spikes?
Just the hallway.
Just for
oh my god!
Originally came from.
Yep, that's what you're looking at.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's
so where's the door that opened up?
Yes. So what you guys are seeing right here is that that this section of wall that is right there has shifted to the side and will allow you to pass through.
That's where that skeleton was, right?
Yeah, which you can sort of see him, just woohoo, peekaboo.
So what do you guys think we should do? He's probably already gone.
Yeah, it would be. He knows his passageways and.
Yeah, and we helped. He navigated the traps with us, so he already knows what to expect.
I can catch him.
Yep.
And
then what?
Hold him, so you guys catch up.
Do you really think you could hold that? Like nobody else saw, but I saw you kind of get thrown across the room by some.
Completely unawares, sure.
Plus, if it actually is Lord Innsmouth, don't you?
I can't harm him, but I can grapple him.
What's happening?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, what's going on? Things are popping up.
Ignore it.
Little boxes.
I mean, do we want Zash to zip zap ahead and see if he could catch him? We don't even know where he's going. He could always.
I gotta know now. Yes or no? I gotta go.
I say we go
if
together.
I'm going. What'd you say?
I think we
I want
should
to
go
go
together.
Okay.
As
we don't even know where we're going. Isn't he just going into the casino?
We don't
to
know.
disappear amongst the crowd. We're never gonna.
That's why we gotta go now.
As you are deciding this, you hear this sound that sounds like rocks grinding against one another out in the hallway.
I'm gonna go peek out.
Okay. As you do, you see that a platform is, it should have actually extended a little bit further down. You actually see that a platform has moved out from underneath this walkway that is sort of covering the spikes that you see under your feet. And standing at the far side down the hallway, which I still do not have, so bear with me, because I don't think, do I have, well look at that kind of works. Here we go. As you peer around the corner, you see Lord Innsmouth standing there with your mother and your father.
Does it actually look like him, or is he still inky and blacky?
Zash, if you want to roll me a perception check.
God damn it.
I mean, from where you're standing, he just looks like Lord Innsmouth.
Seeing that Zash looks alarmed, or that he's just kind of just standing still, can I just peek out as well?
Sure. You step out and you see the same thing, and actually what you're seeing is sorry, I have my placements wrong. So you actually don't see them down in this in where the bolts fire across. They're standing at the door, and you see Lord Innsmouth has his hand up against the one wall, and as this platform is moving out and it's beginning to cover these spikes in its entirety, you eventually see him twist his hand, and then he looks at your mother and father and says, "Go greet your son."
I'm gonna yell at them. That's not Lord Innsmouth. You need to stop him. He's a fake.
You see Lord
Hold
Innsmouth.
him down.
You see Lord Innsmouth like taken aback by this, and your parents are like, your dad looks at you and he's like, "What are you? No. You're misunderstanding."
Is Nylor still out here with me?
Yes.
I'll look to Nylor.
Why? I don't know what you want me to do.
You're the only other person who saw what I saw.
Okay.
Back me up here.
I mean, do I need to make a perception check to see what I see? Does he look like a normal human, or okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I see? Does he have the ring? Oh shit.
He does in fact have a ring. But Nylor notices this. When he was hit with the enervation ray, Lord Innsmouth pointed his right arm. When this Lord Innsmouth had his hand up against the wall and then turned it, you could see a ring on his left hand. And you see your parents walking up to you and Zash, and they're like, we know what happened. Well, we don't know what happened, but we know something is going on.
I'm gonna call out that we shouldn't trust him. That ring that he's using. Would I know it was different arms?
I will say
did either of us pick that up?
With a 20 perception, I will say that is at least enough to. I mean, you were facing off against his right. You know, he was. You were on his right. This Lord Innsmouth does not have a ring on his right hand. Now, is that saying that this is the same one and he just simply and put it on his left hand to confuse you? You don't know. But you can make assumptions.
Yell out, Mrs. and Mr. Keene, do not come. I do not trust him. Do not run over this platform. He is going to release it. You're going to fall into the spikes. Turn around and grapple him. We need to interrogate him.
Lord Innsmouth looks. Roll persuasion. They look at you and they go, "We know something is going on."
He attacked us. He almost killed your son.
It wasn't him. And Zash, your mom steps forward. She's like, "Zash, you have to listen to me. This is Lord Innsmouth. We know something went on with the other one that was here with you, and we need to know what happened.
I'll call out from to show his right hand.
And Lord Innsmouth steps forward, and he puts up his hand. There's nothing on it.
Fuck. He could have just used his magic again to fix it.
Does this actually look like Zash's parents?
Oh, yeah.
Can we distinguish?
Yeah.
It's definitely them.
I mean, it definitely
Without a
looks
shadow
like
of a doubt.
them. There's, from what little that you've seen of them,
Okay, I'm gonna lower my voice to tell Zash. We've seen how these people could make those golems into any shape that they want. I don't think we should trust anything.
And under my voice, I'll say, he even told me I was too trusting.
Exactly.
Albina's walking over, like, peeking out. Guys? You guys okay? What's going on out there?
Yep.
Zash's parents are supposedly at the end of the hall with Lord Innsmouth.
How did they get here? That's great.
We don't know if we could trust them. Lord Innsmouth is right there, and he raised this platform over the spikes, which didn't happen before.
Oh.
you hear Lord Innsmouth from the top of the hallway. When you say that to Albina, he shouts down. He says, "That is because the fake one didn't have my ring."
You mean the same ring that almost just killed Zash and myself?
No, my ring. And he holds up this ring, which, Zash, you are able to easily recognize is not the same ring that you were staring at, just minutes ago, but instead looks like your ring. It looks like Lord Innsmouth's ring.
I mean, it's up to you, dude. If you want to trust these people or not.
I'm gonna call for the rest of the party to come out, and I'm gonna go up to him.
Okay.
I can't wait for him just to undo it and us all fall into the spikes.
No, just let me go
Fatality.
Sudden death. Wait, I'm gonna wait.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think Zash just wants to go first.
Be careful, Zash.
We got your back. Kinda.
I imagine Smith would actually be somewhere about there.
Just for the sake of brevity, if this platform starts moving, I'm immediately boots of speeding and feline agility and getting the fuck to the platform.
Okay. Yeah, you start walking over, and your parents are both walking up to you.
And Lord Innsmouth is just still standing there?
Lord Innsmouth is standing there. He is,
Does he still have his ring in the wall?
No. The moment he turned his hand, he took his hand away from the wall, and he's just...
I'm assuming that turns off the traps, but he could very easily turn them on and just impel everyone.
Very true.
So I don't necessarily trust him, but I have to pee real quick, so I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm wondering, like, I start wondering, like, is this door gonna stay open, you guys? Like, should we step down into the spikes in the meantime? Like, what should we do?
As you're wondering, as you're saying this, Smith, you are well aware that your spell will only maintain this effect for the next 10 minutes. So
How long has it been?
It's been about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, where they've sort of been conversing. So.
Okay.
Is this like a do I have to roll perception? But like this platform, is it like you could like you're standing and you like just step right up onto it if you're down with the spikes, or you have to like jump? Or,
No, it's actually even. So basically it is level with this area and sorry, I was on my thing. It's level between here and here and here and here. And the way that it was coming out was it basically came out of the wall going this direction.
Okay. So, well, Smith, will you have informed me that it'll be like a good 10 minutes total?
Yeah, I'll let the group know that.
Okay, so, because I was starting to worry, like, should we just jump out and wait under the spikes? Like, I don't want to be trapped in this room and then Zash stuck out there. Okay.
Are they, like, blocking me?
They're not blocking you, they're just standing there. They're, like, waiting for you to come over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Lord Innsmouth.
Okay. You, they, as you're walking past, we're gonna say, felines have very good scent. Like, they smell like your parents, at least, like, familiar scents. They step out of the way, and you see Lord Innsmouth is standing there. Very different posture from the one that you had just been with for, the past few hours. This Lord Innsmouth is standing up straight. He doesn't seem tired or anything like that. He's also wearing much nicer clothing than the one that you had seen, or the one that you were traveling with. That it almost appears as if he's in, not his nice stuff, but in nicer clothing.
I'm gonna go, when I get up to him, I'm immediately gonna grab his right hand and start feeling his right hand, and I'm gonna basically pat him. I'm searching for the ring on him.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that, I'm going to ask him, where were you?
He, as you start approaching him, your mom standing behind you, she's like, be careful. Don't want anything to happen like with your brother.
I'm not even going to acknowledge it. I'm just so focused on this right now.
All right. You start patting him down, and you ask him, what specifically did you ask him?
Where have you been?
He looks at you, and as you're like, you're lifting up his right hand, he's sort of looking at you, and he's like, I was traveling. I had a business meeting down to the south a few days ago, and I was on my way back. I was coming back for the fight. And
How did this imposter slip into your position with nobody knowing?
My only guess was my son. Your parents, they informed me of what was going on. I can only imagine that my son is behind this.
I've already been called too trusting once today. If you are really Lord Innsmouth, break the bond with me right now.
You see your parents' eyes just go wide. Your dad walks up to you, like, Lord Innsmouth is sort of taken aback, and, your dad walks up to you, and he's like, what are you doing?
Don't. I've almost died once already. If he trusts me as much as I trust him, he knows that this silly bond is nothing more than words, and that I am already dedicated to his family. Prove to me right now you are who you are.
Alright. He looks at you, and he says, you do know that there's only been one other person that has been broken of this bond by their own will. They said the feeling was immeasurable pain. Are you willing to deal with that, just to prove something?
Yes. To find the person who killed my brother, yes.
And he says, present your ring, Zash Keen.
I do. I lift my hand.
And he takes his ring and places it against yours and says, I, Thortan Innsmouth, by the blood right bespoken in the lands of Corvair, between the Keens and the Innsmouths, your bond to my family is severed. And the moment he finishes saying that, your body is just racked with pain. Give me 1 second.
Oh my gosh. Albina's kind of just like peeking, like just carefully, like staring
Take
out.
16
not,
points.
Not on the edge.
Oh no!
Fuck me.
Of pure damage. So
Okay.
this transcend, like, you know, you've had battle scratches, you've been hit by things, you've been cut by things, you've felt necrotic damage, you felt fire and cold. This doesn't even feel like what you have been described as force. This is pure innate damage. Also, take a level of exhaustion.
Fuck me. Okay.
You're sort of like, you know, doubled over. Soon as this happens, your mom and dad run up to you. Like, you know, your dad is standing there over top you. Your mom, you know, drops to her knees like, you know, like, no, why did you do that?
I'm gonna grab Lord Innsmouth's right hand,
Okay.
and I'm gonna poke it.
Oh,
draw
like,
blood. Yeah.
you poke his hand, and there's the tiniest bead of blood.
And now I trust you.
I'm kind of like whispering to Nylor, do you see what's happening? Does Zash just fall over? What's going on?
I'm like,
Do we get involved in family drama?
I was
too new
just
for
gonna
that?
say that. I was gonna be like you see everyone else is like down at the end of the hallway, just like.
Well, I was like halfway standing on there, like peeking out just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, in case I needed to help with something after they told me. And I just see him. I mean, I imagine I can see him because I can see sort of like my line of sight where I placed myself, that I see a little bit of him and his family.
Yeah. Yeah, from what you guys saw, you saw like Zash walks up to, you know, Lord Innsmouth. There's some, you know, dialogue there. All of a sudden, they put their rings up against one another. At that moment, Zash is like doubled over, you know, like nearly crippled to the ground, and you see his parents run up to him, and you know they seem kind of distraught. And then you see Zash poke Lord Innsmouth's hand.
I'd like to point out that if I didn't heal Zash when I did, and you rolled 3d10, he would have taken 30 damage. I would have just outright killed you. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
What are friends for? I've already died once today. I don't trust you. Let me just inflict some damage on myself.
Hey, I didn't know it was gonna make me inflict self-damage.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna tentatively like step out on this thing that I don't trust that could fall at any time.
I'll move out of the way to let you.
I have to use the bathroom real quick.
I do not. It's tentative to, and kind of. Sorry, got distracted.
Nylar, do you want me to go with you?
Is it safe? Is it safe now?
I mean, I'm not incredibly trusting of Lord Innsmouth over there. I don't know what happened to Zash, and so
Luna would call out to Zash after. I don't know. He's what, half on the ground. There's
Yeah. Like
Zach.
hands and knees.
That
Seth
thing
is
behind you,
probably
Lucas.
Is
start
everything
walking up.
safe?
What?
I was gonna say that thing behind you. Is that the thing from Walgreens that tells the time?
That?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
It is 25 minutes to 6.
That's so cool. I always wanted to buy that. Sorry.
Yeah. Love that clock.
So good. Distractions abound. Shout up to Zash. Is everything okay?
He will respond the moment JJ is back.
In
In the meantime,
where I'm after.
I'm
That's
gonna talk to
pretty much
Nylor.
where I would be.
Septis would probably
Did
be
you see
walking
that?
over up there if you saw him on his knees and in pain to try and help him.
Oh, were you out there?
I don't know. I assume it was all sort of like down there.
So that's the thing. Like it's a
Yeah,
fairly
that's the
small
thing about-
area.
Is there enough room for
So-
all of us to have been out there?
I wasn't sure where everyone was in that moment. Like I said, you know, it's a fairly small area unless you guys wanted to step out there.
I was sort of stepping out, and as Nylor was stepping out there, I was asking him like, "You want me to go with you?" And I'll step out across here.
Well, no, because if it does fall, I can Misty Step, so I don't take any damage. I'm just kind of like testing the
No.
water,
Well,
like
we
like
can-
like
I
tapping
leave
tapping my
him
foot on
to-
it.
Yeah, we
I
can
leave him to
scooch
face out.
up the stairs and stuff so that everybody can fit.
Yeah, we can say
That's what I was wondering.
that Septis was
Yeah,
out there.
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
I'd have
it's
seen
quick.
Zash just falling down to his knees in pain, he'd have probably walked up, make sure everything's good.
Yeah, you see him. He's like, you know, almost as if he's been punched in the gut by near 3 centuries of blood bond.
Was the pain similar to the lycanthropy cure?
No,
worse?
that was basically your body like rejecting what was happening to it or trying to fight it. And so with that, it was more like extreme muscle spasms, like, you know, massive cramps and stuff like that. This, I said 3 centuries, but this was basically over the course of the amount of years that the Innsmouth and the Keens have been bonded. This was basically the like just the severing of a metaphysical tie to something grander that you have, like, you know, cut yourself away from.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and step up to where I'm right next to Zash and bend down and wave my hand over him and cast Cure Wounds again.
Lord Innsmouth stabs you in the face. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Right in the eye.
That would be awful. Not even I could do that.
Hey, I was waiting for you to be like, yeah, so you're dead now? He actually just hit you with, what's it, necrotic touch or something like that?
Actually, you see that he grows into what I just posted in the chat. He's actually an Aldani.
I see
What?
the resemblance.
what?
Me when I wake up.
No, I'm kidding. He's not a lobster folk.
Okay. I'm like, what do you mean how would he have broken the bone? I was so confused.
Yeah, he...
Because I imagine we're not aware of what he did. We just heard talking-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, none of you are aware of what has happened. Iggy sort of, you know, while this is all going on, you know, once he steps out, he's like, "Boss!" And he runs up next to you.
At this point, I would have just walked over. Like, I saw everyone else going. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go.
Sort of everyone...
Smith, you coming on, Smith?
Bringing up the rear.
Okay.
Make
Yeah.
room, please.
So-
That was a little more intense than anticipated.
And he,
What?
do you all step off this platform that has come out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up.
Okay.
I'm up next to Iggy and Zash.
All right.
We need to start going up the stairs because we can't be standing here when the traps reactivate.
Well, Lord Innsmouth, at that point, while you're all sort of gathering around Zash, Lord Innsmouth looks at all of you and he says, "Are you off of the platform yet?"
See you, senor.
He says, "I'm not doing anything funny. Trust me." And he puts his hand up against the wall, and he turns it, and you see that the platform begins to recede back into the wall. Until eventually it is just back and flush to where it was before, with nary a sight of it to the untrained eye, almost as if it is perfectly camouflaged into the masonry of the wall.
I'm gonna look up to Lord Innsmouth and ask him, what was the name of the other Tabaxi who broke the bond?
It's been a while since I thought of his name. You see, he ponders for a moment. Greymane. Believe that was his name.
What?
What?
Yes. He,
Well, there goes my original line of thought.
Yes. Some years ago, he said that he no longer wanted to work within the family, that he wanted to go and migrate, travel to a colder region, start a family, whatnot. I understood.
So wait.
I am going to suppress my shooketh state and look at everybody and say, Greymane is now our safe word, if you will. We know that this creature that we're dealing with can apparently take on other forms of other people. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no way anybody else would know that name other than the true Lord Innsmouth. And there's no way somebody else would know about the bond, be able to break the bond. And quite honestly, I don't think that other creature can bleed, so...
Does it bleed?
I think it's safe to say that this is the real Lord Innsmouth.
Then what the hell was following us for the past couple hours?
I don't know.
Because that thing definitely did not look human.
I don't know what Thunsorn has gotten himself wrapped up in. But I think it's safe to say he's probably in over his head. Either way, and I'll look at Lord Innsmouth, I will beat the answers out of him if I need to.
If my son has led to the death of your brother, I might join you in that. And he reaches his hand down to help you up.
Don't do it.
Albina's kind of just standing, like, listening to them, but, like, mentally preparing, like, we're gonna need to probably go fight or something. So, at this point, can I use my special, channel divinity to regain, like, 2...
You can always use
slots?
that whenever you want. That's your choice.
Okay, so I'm just gonna use... I didn't know if I had to tell you I'm using it. Okay. Because my sheet will change and I'll have the 2 level 2s back.
That's fine.
Okay.
So, I literally didn't hear. You said Greymane was the other person who broke the bond?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I picked up from the continued conversation. But does that mean he was a Keen? Or is
That
this a different
fucker
one?
knew, and he didn't tell me. Because there's no way he didn't not see
So that's what, like,
the Innsmouth
yeah.
ring and shit. So he
So,
fucking
like,
knew who
does that mean
I
it was like your uncle or something?
uncle,
Yeah,
grandpa,
that's what I
something
think
along
I
those
mean,
lines.
like, he was your relative.
I don't know the lineage.
I mean,
Because I didn't come up with that.
the thing is
Kind of
that
just like would have spilled out of her mouth. Question of the dude in Phandalin who's trying to, I don't know, help keep that city or town thriving.
I mean, the thing to keep in mind is that
Yeah.
Greymane is fairly up there. He's, 50s, 60s. The Keen family the Keen family and the Innsmouth family have been here in Neverwinter and, in Faerun for, couple generations at this point. It's, you can imagine, like, right now, the other thing is that the Innsmouths, while they are like, and Zash would know this, while they are centrally located in Neverwinter, like, the establishment is there, Lord Innsmouth has a few kids, but it's Thunsorn that is there in Neverwinter with him. He has sons and daughters in Luskan, in Waterdeep, in Kalasham, with other Keen families. Like, the thing is that there is a bloodline that traces through it, because as was established, I believe it was Zash's father was the original Keen and was married to the Felnix from the north.
What do you mean, like the
Or was it
original
reversed? Which one of your was?
You're talking about from the actual Keen family. It was my dad.
Yeah.
My mom is like the outsider.
Yeah. So that's the thing. There's plenty of them. It is just the head of the household, the head of the Innsmouths is the only one that is able to break that bond. So if a Keen wishes to separate from the family, they have to go to Lord Innsmouth or the current head.
I have a question about one of my moves here. I don't know. Channel Divinity, War God's Blessing.
Yep.
It says when a creature is within 30 feet of you. Oh, excuse me. When a creature within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, you can use your reaction to get 10 plus 10 bonus.
Correct.
To the roll. So any of my companions here or the people here playing.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that. To yourself. You can do that.
And there's nothing I have to push or roll.
Yes. When you
I just tell you.
No, when you go into your features and traits, and you scroll down, there is the ability that says Channel Divinity, which you have 2 of those. So you can do that twice per short rest. Because it's the same. Gotcha. It's the same way that you can do your turn undead. It's the same way that you can grant yourself. You have
the
guided
divine
strike.
Power. I've guided strike. Yeah,
guided strike. War God's Blessing allows you to do it to others. That's right. Guided strike is your own. But the difference there is that guided strike is a bonus. Is no action.
But I have both, it looks like.
You do.
That's why.
You do.
Okay.
Guided strike is no action. So you can just say I rolled a 6 and I have a plus 7 and I know that a 14 missed, so I'm adding 10 to it. You know, you can't know that it does or does not hit. You can sort of run the numbers in your head, but, you know, you can add that as no action.
Right when I roll, I can say I want to use my guided strike. That's all.
Or once you see what you rolled, then you can say, like, you know, if you rolled a 6, and you know that it needs at least a 15 to hit, you can say, I'm using guided strike. And then you would take one of those channel divinities away.
Okay. And that's under actions, the channel divinity? No.
There should be two spots there. Yeah, very bottom. Scroll down to where it says other channel divinity.
Oh, okay. I see, like, 2 for short rest. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't sure how to use that, and so
It's all right.
I feel like I needed to clarify it for the future.
It's all good. Like I said, at this point, you know, Zash, he's holding his hand down to help you up.
Yeah, I'll grab his hand and struggle to get up, because I feel like I'm probably really weak right now.
Yeah,
even with the healing.
You're
Albina will help him.
Yeah, you're definitely feeling rough.
I'm right next to him. I'll be like, need a hand? Lifting his back.
Yeah. As Albina is helping you, that little prick of blood, you know, is sort of dripping down his hand as he's holding it out to you. And as he's pulling you up, he pulls you in close and puts his hand on your shoulder. And he says, I will always take care of you. And you feel a surge through your body. And you regain 20 hit points.
Oh, shit. Sweet.
You're still exhausted. You got your hit points back.
According to Tony, I got herpes too, so...
What?
You know what?
He messages me. He, like, you got herpes.
You know, he pulls out a bag full of glitter and just throws it in the air. You know, that's real herpes.
Yeah, fuck you for the next 4 months while you continue to discover glitter on you.
A year.
That's why I hate Christmas in retail.
Oh my god.
So much glitter.
That is one thing I would fight to the death for, is the ban of all glitter. Just get it out of here, we don't need it.
Send it to Cooper.
It holds us back as a society.
Give it to my Warforged bard. He loves glitter.
Now, I'm sorry, one more question. For the Harness Divine Power, it says as a bonus action I can regain the expended spell slot, but we're not like in initiative or anything, so like can I not do this then?
No, you can do that. So if it ever has, like, you know, as an action, bonus action, reaction, those are just things that, like, action would just take 6 seconds. Bonus action takes place within a 6-second period. It's just as another thing. When you're out of combat, like, those spells and those parts of them don't really equate to much. It's once initiative rolls that then we have to really get into the minutia of that. Now, reactions, yes, those do play a higher role of, you know, War God's Blessing requires you to have seen somebody getting, you know, somebody attacking, or, you know, for example, Nylor's Cosmic Omen is that when a creature he can see does something, then he can do it. So those triggers still have to be met for reactions, but for actions, bonus actions, they can just happen out of combat. Like Misty Step.
Thanks. Okay.
So,
Perfect. Thanks.
yeah, as he picks you up, he looks at you, and he looks at all of looks at, you know, the whole group, and he says, I understand. You have very little reason to trust anything I say. I do not blame you. But I need to know what happened here. I need to know the details. If we are to put an end to this, we need to know where the string ends.
Zash will just sit down on the steps with a deep sigh and just start recounting from the very beginning, from the vision to the letters that he saw in town to actually getting to the estate, what Nylor saw when he turned into a rat and was snooping, everything. Even so much as the chandelier falling on what's-his-face, the owner of the casino.
Yes, I am aware of what happened to Castino. He's starting to wake up. He's getting better. It was a bit of a shock to your mother and father here that when I walked into his casino, when I did, they explained what was going on, and we made our way down here as quickly as possible.
You guys didn't see anybody come out?
Unfortunately not.
There's another way out of here, right?
There is. It leads to the warehouse.
Where's that at?
A few streets up. The tunnel down here would take you right there. But from wherever he or it, from what you described, is going, from there I do not know.
Did you know about this ring he was keeping?
Castino's ring?
Yes.
I do.
Can you fill me in on the extent of this thing?
It's a family heirloom. It contains the eye of a beholder. If I had to guess, his brother wants it.
Where's his brother?
Probably in some bunker much like this one.
In Neverwinter?
Mm-hmm. He's local.
Do you know the capabilities of this ring?
If it is what Castino has told me over the years, I do.
Would you care to fill me in case we have another run-in with him? I know about the effects it has on dampening magic.
Yes. Beholder Eye has the ability to dampen all magic in a normal Beholder Eye is much farther, but the ring is able to dampen magic within a 50-foot cone. Well, I guess he wouldn't really specifically say that. But, let me see here. Where was it? Where did my page go? Oh, mother shit. Well, I really cannot find the page for the life of me, but basically what he explains that this ring does, and he's not 100% on it, but he claims that it can replicate the effects of the beholder's eyes, but he doesn't know how many times.
Okay. Do you know whereabouts his brother's exact location is?
I do not.
Is Castino awake?
Yes, has a bit of a headache, but I'm sure he can answer a few questions if you need him to.
I think we need him to.
Okay. Do you guys want to head upstairs to the casino?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm game.
Yes. Real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
When we were out walking to the casino, we passed that. Is it called the Castle Never
Yep.
or Tower? Whatever.
Yeah, Castle
You
Never.
said there was a commotion outside of it. There
Mm-hmm.
were people gathered there.
Yes.
Did we know why? We assumed why.
I mean, you guys sort of presumed that it was either due to... Well, when you guys went past there, you didn't know about the fight. So you presumed that it was probably, for the most part, the fact that there is going to be this very large meeting here in town in 3 days.
Okay.
I mean, was the commotion like a hostile one? Like
No.
what was the mood of
Like,
the crowd?
like there was just large crowds around it. I guess when I said commotion, it might have just been the wrong term. But I mean, it was just like large crowds, like more than there normally is.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so...
All right.
Yeah, before we head up, Iluna would ask, is there a safe place for us to be? This was supposed to be the safest place. But that was all a deception, so where are we heading now?
Considering we don't know who or what that was, it's really hard to identify a spot that is safe. I think we're just gonna have to take turns keeping watch when we do go and lay down.
Lord Innsmouth, where will we be heading?
Well, we're heading up to go talk to Castino.
Yes. We'll go and speak with Castino. All right. So, as you guys head up to the top, really, does that not copy over the picture? Fuck. I guess it will. Never mind. Okay, so I know there's not going to be a ton on this map. It's the same map from before. It's just when you start to head up the staircase, the sound of commotion. This is actually commotion. Like people talking, cheering, clapping, and applauding is going on. And as you make your way around here and out to the side, you're all sort of moving together. You see that this whole area in the center of this casino is now set up with a boxing ring. And there's a bunch of lights shining down on it, and it is just completely filled in from every direction with people. And they're standing there, and they're clapping and they're cheering, and you can see out in the ring, you see this large warforge standing there. I know I already posted his picture, so I'm not gonna send it again, but you see this large warforge standing there, and he's just picking up this Goliath over his head and just throws him into the ground. People are just applauding as you are all making your way around this area in order to head upstairs where Lord Innsmouth is leading you guys.
While we're going through the crowds, I am gonna try to look at as many fingers as I can to see if I can spot someone with the ring.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Only a 12.
You know, you're definitely like getting sight on people's hands, but nothing really stands out. You know, most of these people are dressed up in, you know, there's some that are, you know, much closer to the ring that are wearing a little bit finer clothing. Like some of the ones that are on, you know, this side of the place are, you know, wearing some nicer stuff. Some of the people that are like, you know, peering in through the windows, you can see people like standing there. They're not really wearing anything. So you don't see anything. You don't spot that. You don't spot that ring. Sorry, just threw my pencil.
Okay.
But as you are making it around, you hear the bell ring to the fight that's going on, and again, people are just up in arms, just Alpha Omega, and you see this Warforged standing in the middle of the arena, just these huge hulking gorilla arms, you know, just carried over his head, just banging on his chest, and that's when he spots Cephas.
Oh, Lord above.
And he stops. And his sort of ocular sockets go wide and then narrow as he stares at you. He sees you coming out from behind this curtain, moving with the group. And you see that he then points out over the crowd towards you, and everyone's sort of standing there. You know, they all look back and they see you, and you hear Alpha Omega's voice just go, "You!"
Yes.
You want to see what a real Warforged is like?
You cheapen yourself for crowd amusement. I have no interest in you.
He laughs. Ha! Of course. And he turns to the crowd and he says, "You see, as I told you, in the lands of Corvair I was a god, the only one willing to fight. You have them who pushed carts, who did the menial work. It was us, the true warriors of Corvair, that stood above the rest." And he looks back over at you and he says, "You wish to not prove yourself. Fine. Back to your tasks. I will bask in my glory."
You call yourself a warrior. You're merely a puppet being used for entertainment. You have no honor.
Says the one who will not stand up and show his and defend his.
Why would I defend myself? I could simply just slash you to pieces.
The whole crowd just ooh. He's Alpha looks at you and he says, "Those are big words for one that has to swing a sword."
Swordplay is a mastercraft. All you're doing is slamming fists like a child playing in the mud. You have no skills.
Of course you would say that. You are built different.
I do say that.
You were not built for greatness.
I don't seek greatness. You cheapen yourself with this facade of pursuing glory. What fulfillment do you gain from this?
The cheers! The recognition! And he looks down at Gormand, who is being pulled out of the ring, who's knocked unconscious. And he says, the sights and sounds. What do you fight for?
So all you're doing is accomplishing your own vanity. Congratulations. Enjoy that shallow existence.
So you will not fight me?
If we are to fight, it will be on a battlefield, not for the entertainment of these heathens. I will not cheapen myself and stoop to dishonor for a war forged.
He looks at you and just, you know nothing. And he goes,
You should learn more, my friend. Enjoy your spoils.
I will. And he goes back to, the crowd cheering at him and, people throwing, coins up onto the stage or onto the ring that he's fighting on.
I'll just look back at Seftus and say, I wouldn't think less of you for shutting him up.
Luna would
Have you
step
seen the
forward.
size of him? The dude would destroy me.
Kind of just clear my throat, and
We have
there are more pressing matters.
big, greater missions to achieve right now. We were
Sometimes
correct
it do be like that.
Sometimes it do. That was so good. Man, I was really trying to draw you into a fight. All right. So yeah, you guys all make your way up to the top here, where you are able to see. Where you're able to see Castino is sort of sit up in a plush, velour chair. He has a drink in his hand and a bandage over his head.
I'll just look at him and say, "Oh, it's good to see you conscious again."
And he looks up, sees all of you standing there, says, "Oh, what? Oh, you made it out."
Gonna clap my hands. So, you want the neutral news, the bad news, or the shit news?
Oh, I can only imagine. The shit news is that the Lord Innsmouth that was here with you was not who he said he was.
And he stole your ring.
What? You see, he almost instantly sobers up.
To counter that, the neutral news, Jeff and Malcolm? Let's call
Manuel.
him Malcolm. They're shitty.
No.
And I sent them home. So you don't have to deal with incompetence anymore.
I don't care about them. They were just hired labor. What happened to my ring? How did he get it?
And then the bad news, I got fucked up. So did this guy, and I point at Nylor.
As much as I feel
I
for
nod.
you. He says, as much as I feel for you, where is my ring?
Well, you see, we were hoping you could tell us.
And it was in the vault where it should have been.
Okay, it was. but you have to understand that dude was like some robot lich thing that fucked us up, took the ring, knew all of the inner workings of the chamber, and was able to escape. So, who hates ya? Who wants to rob ya? Who knows you of your ring?
Who knows about the ring?
There's only one other person. And as he says that, from the staircase behind you guys, you see. So just keep in mind, this is Castino, and coming up the staircase behind you, you see a man that looks like this.
Oh my god, the penguin!
Arguably, he looks like the Kingpin.
Oh my.
And while he's walking up, and you all hear these footsteps, because like the area up here is roped off. So like the staircase that leads up here is roped off. There were guards that whenever Lord Innsmouth was going through there, they moved aside.
I was wondering how we're not protected, and that somebody would walk up behind us.
And
That's how he comes up.
He looks. You see Castino looks past all of you, and he goes, "Speak of the devil."
Who's that?
And
it's the devil.
The man who's walking up the stairs, he has this sort of cane in his hand, with this bluish orb, wearing the finest of clothing, the roundest man you've ever seen. And he says, "How are you doing today, brother?"
Brother?
And Castino, takes a drink. He goes, "Son of a bitch. I assume you came for the fight?" And Kane, this man standing there, he goes, "Of course. You think I would miss my little brother's entertainment for the evening?" And he, looks at everyone standing here, and he's like, "But I see I might have intruded on, something."
Sir,
Hey,
if you
who
would
are you?
indulge me for a second, I have a phalange fetish. Can I see your hands?
No, you can't. And there's two guards, there are two, cloaked guards standing next to him that sort of interpose themselves, between you. And, when Nylor says, "What's your name?" and he just sort of smirks, and, Castino sitting there, he goes, "That's my brother Kane."
Is he a dragoon from Final Fantasy?
No. No. You know what, Tony? Ask your brother.
Did you say ask my brother?
Yes.
Oh shit!
Oh, that gives so many answers. Oh man, so he's a piece of shit. Okay. I mean,
Where's Illuminate when you need it?
so is he hiding his hands now? Is he actively hiding his hands?
No, he's just sort of standing there. He has his one hand on his cane. But that's pretty much it.
I'll go up and I'll do what Nylor says, because that's a really good idea. And I'll
Try
reach
to
my
shake his
hand out
hand.
to shake his hand, and I am going to try to pressure him into giving me the hand he is not currently showing.
He's not. It's not that he's not showing them. It's just it's not out. You can see his hand.
Okay, do I see a ring?
No. Well, you
Not
do. Sorry, you do not see that ring. You see that he has like 5 or 6 gold rings.
Okay.
Keeps his pimp ham strong.
Yes. They're actually all ring powers.
Each one of them is a. He actually has 2 on his thumb, and each one of them buffs his base attributes by 5 each.
Balanced.
I want to kill this guy and take them.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I'll go up and shake his hand and introduce myself.
He does not reach out his hand. In fact, you see the 2 guards that are standing next to him. They sort of step in between, and some shimmering daggers appear in their hands as they just, interpose themselves.
Why the hostility? We're just trying to be friendly.
I'll just look at him and say, that many enemies, huh?
And he looks at you and he says, in my line of work, we generally... It's a necessity. You can remove your hand. I have no
Does that mean you
intention.
can't fight your own fights?
You do not need to fight your own fights. When you have money, power, influence, why must you? It is the weak who have to fight their own.
Oh, so he's just a pansy. I say as I look at Zash.
Looks that way.
And as you say this, Castino goes, all right. You won. You have it. And Kane looks at him and he says, what dear brother are you talking about? And Castino goes, you finally got the ring. It took all this planning, didn't it? And you see Kane standing there, and he looks around and he goes, Today's the day of the fight. Right? Yes? No. I was planning for that for the 28th. And he just gets this
Insight
shit-eating
check.
You don't need to. You can definitely tell that, he has the shittiest eating grin that you've ever seen that just tells of the fact that he is not bluffing.
He is not bluffing.
Yeah.
Meaning he actually didn't do it.
He says that from what he's saying, because you actually see Kane, or sorry, you actually see Castino like awestruck.
Well, if it's the same ring that we've been talking about, it's been stolen.
Kane gets this look on his face and he says, no. Oh. Might be some, then I guess I will have to pay them double. If they did it ahead of schedule, you know what?
Who were you hiring for this?
Oh, some schmucks. They owed me. They,
What were some of their attributes?
Didn't really care. You can generally get any group of young adventurers to do whatever you need for either a little bit of coin or a little bit of information.
So you just hired random people to do this? Because this was not a random person who did this.
Well, might not have been random to you. Pray tell.
I'm gonna deep sigh and look back at Casino and just be like, is this a fucking joke or something? Like, am I on... Where's Ashton Kutcher? What is happening? Is he always this much of a prick?
And he's sitting there. He's like, yeah, kinda. It's why our parents didn't trust him with anything.
Oh, I wonder why.
Fuck. I'll just look back at him and be like, so are you gonna, like, actually tell us, or are you just gonna do this little bullshit beat around the bush thing for the next 20 minutes?
Tell you what.
Who did you hire to steal the ring? What did they look like? What were their names? Literally anything.
The children that I hired would not have been able to accomplish this yet.
They were literal children, like 12 years old children?
No. Figuratively. They had not even met up to get the information that I had for them to take on this task.
So it's not your people.
Aren't you a little nervous that it wasn't your people that stole it? So wouldn't you want to help us find it so you could steal it for yourself?
Who else knows about this ring? Tell me you guys didn't go around bragging about this shit to everybody.
See, Castino, he sort of has a look on his face as he looks up to Lord Innsmouth, who he has bragged about that ring to.
Is there anybody else? I know you got hit in the head today. So did I. But let's try to use our noggins here.
Castino...
That would be slightly dented.
Castino just sort of shakes his head. He's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't tell everyone. Lord Innsmouth is a good friend. And as he's sort of rambling on, Kane, he looks over the group and he says, well, with this development, I guess the hunt is on. Again, I must say, and he starts to turn around. He says, whoever organized this, I give them credit. Going after the vault on the night of the fight, well, everyone was here and wouldn't have heard of any commotions going on underground. I give them credit. I was planning on doing it the night of the council meeting. And he just turns around and walks down the staircase.
Okay, out of game, real quick, before he walks too far. Should I hold Porson? Should we stop him from leaving?
I don't think he knows anything. He's just gonna try to find the ring before us, but he definitely doesn't have the information that we have, so.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't even know who to look for, what to look for.
Because I'm sure we could take him and his two lackeys.
I mean, Lucas kind of just told us that he has pimp rings on that give him
those definitely don't do that. No.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, I have a bad experience with rings right now, and he has
Plus,
like 30.
I know we probably do have to rest.
Yeah, I have exhaustion, so fighting with exhaustion is no bueno.
All right, so nobody does anything as he leaves?
Zash will pull 3 chairs together and be like, really? You're not going to stay and watch?
As he's walking down, he, oh shit, I could actually do this. As he's walking down, he has his back turned. He says, oh no, I've had my entertainment for the night.
I'm just gonna look back at Castino and say, guess the hunt's on then.
And you see Cast is sitting there. He goes, yeah, but where?
Out of game real quick. Did I see his hand?
Whose hand?
The dude who took the ring. His, metal claw hand?
Yeah.
Okay. being around Seftis a lot, and now this other dude, is this guy, do I get an idea, is this guy a Warforged?
From seeing Alpha Romega and Seftis, it is not in the same capacity. It is not the same caliber. For them, Warforged are comprised of metal plates where wood and vines are sort of set within them. Some of them can just be made of full metal and whatnot, but it's like an arcane, sort of essence.
Okay.
That's actually one of the main things. Like whatever this was, you don't know, but it did not resemble at least what you've seen as a Warforged. But then again, you don't know a ton about Warforged.
Okay. Okay. Shit. I'll just look at Castino and ask him who organized the event.
I did.
Okay. Did you have a reason to steal the ring from yourself?
Yep. He caught
Maybe
me.
Fool your brother? So he'd stop looking for it? Stop trying to steal it from you?
Look, I think you're giving me too much credit. I'm an entertainer. I'm a businessman. I'm not some shrewd crime lord.
Who all knew about this in the planning stages before you guys released it to the public that there's going to be a fight tonight?
Those working down at the labor union. I reached out to the FWA, seeing who, months ago. This was all in the work months ago.
Gonna look at Lord Innsmouth.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever tell your son about this ring? Did you ever mention this in front of his son?
You see, Lord Innsmouth says no. I would have never told my son about something like that. Never would have had a reason. And you see Cast, he says, I can't say, I don't think so. But I don't know.
So in the vault, where was the other exit at?
So basically the way that it looked,
I'm trying to remember. 'Cause how did this guy knew? So
hold on.
He knew where the secret door was. He knew where the second exit was. So he has to be somebody or connected to somebody who knows about the vault.
So for what it is worth, basically what it looked like was, I guess from a top down. Yeah. So this is literally just draw right now. But it's kind of the idea. Like this is where you guys came down into the hallway that eventually led to the vault. And there was a branching path off to the side. And then the vault actually was, down. I guess you guys cannot see what I was drawing. You guys still can't see. Wow. Basically down here. Like, this was the vault.
Mm-hmm.
This is the pathway that was leading out supplementarily.
Was that pathway, like, visible, or was it hidden?
It's barely visible. Like, sort of in the right light, you can see it. But you all saw it as you were going down because you were told that there was another pathway out of there.
Okay. Anybody got any ideas?
Satch, do you think this ring is tied to your brother's death in any way?
It's hard to say.
I mean, he attacked... I forget, actually, in person. I forget who Satch's brother attacked.
Supposedly
And
attacked
that caused
Thunsoon.
death. Okay,
Or
so...
Thunsorn.
Okay.
Sorry, Thunsorn.
And he's the one who has been the most deceptive. He's caused all this deception, right?
Right, which is why I asked them if either of them had told him about the ring, because how did he know it was down here? I mean, this could have been the treasure all along. This could have been what they were talking about.
Keep talking.
We
I gotta go to the
don't
restroom.
That's why I'm asking you guys what you guys
I have no clue, man.
Currently... Oh my god. I forget everyone's damn names. What's Lord Innsmouth's son? They all start with T, and I'm screwing them all up.
His son's name is Thunsorn.
So currently, Thunsorn has no idea we're aware of his deception. He may suspect it.
At this point, he probably knows, because we told him we were going to meet him at the cave, and I imagine he would have already been there and we're gone. So at this point, he probably knows we're onto him, or at the very least, skeptical of him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and from what Lucas was saying, What's-His-Face's brother was being super honest to us and, like, kind of shoving it in our face that, like, he was planning to try to steal the ring, but he just hadn't done it yet. So, there's no reason to believe that he was involved in it. So now we just gotta figure out, was it Thunsorn?
Oh,
I mean, that's who. It seems likely that it was him.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it would make sense because, like, there was a teleportation circle in the bottom of the manor, and the person that we were fighting was obviously some type of mage. Like, he casted some type of spell on me.
Yep.
Now I'm trying to remember, like, what all we've heard of Miska.
Did you figure it out yet?
Yeah, we're just waiting for Lucas the Goblin to come wrap up the loose ends for us.
And as we say that, he appears on the dragon.
Cryovane
Of course.
has come to attack Neverwinter.
above the casino.
Yeah. Cryovane being mind-controlled by Lucas the Goblin, who is still allied to Iggy, of course.
Maybe there's a
Joins the
reason I have this with me today.
Did Lucas send any... You said happy birthday to me earlier, which clearly means that you don't want me to have a happy birthday.
Which means it's a mournful death day or a mournful death night for real. Which means somebody will die tonight in game.
Well, it's not me. I already risked mine. Poking friggin' Lord Innsmouth. No, but back on subject, I think we need to go talk to Thunsorn.
Where even is he?
Probably back at the manor. I can't imagine.
The guy that was coming after us when his son, right? Lord Innsmouth's son?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What are you writing?
Great idea is what he's gonna write. I wish you the best.
Okay, well, if you see, he was late crossing the T there. So I feel like the cryptic message of this is he's trying to pull one over. And really, we need to go there, but he just doesn't want us to go there, because if we go there, we'll figure it out.
You know what? Let's just all travel back to Phandalin. Fuck Neverwinter.
Yeah,
We don't need
we need a long.
We're the Phandalin 5, not the Neverwinter 6.
In game, we need a long rest.
We do need to rest, so maybe we could sleep on it.
In game, Iluna is more interested in the big meeting than the ring because the ring's just this added mystery. But it's important to her because it's important to Zash.
Well, I mean, we still have 2 days on the meeting, so, like, we still have time for that.
There's this mystery ring of unknown power.
Right, and, like, do we really want a shitty person running around with that?
Okay, so what are our options? We could go talk to what's his fuck.
I think we rest, we gather who we can, and we go back to the Innsmouth estate.
Do you even think they'll even let us in?
We have Lord Innsmouth with us. It's his estate. He's the head of the whole fucking place.
But it already seems
all
like
he has to
his
do
son
is
is kind of...
It doesn't matter. He hasn't been given the estate.
Okay, let me pitch you another thing. The troubleshooters are all under his son's control.
Right. And what happens when Lord Innsmouth, a noble of Neverwinter, goes to the city guard and says, "Hey, my shithead son hired these fuckers, and they're trying to steal all my shit from me."
I guess that is an option. That's what we could do.
No. If we get backed by the city guard, like, yeah, I'm gonna walk in there real quick.
Okay. Should we, like, just head to the inn and crash for the night?
Who was, like, Benny? How was
And the
he
Jets?
tied to... No.
Benny was the little rat that Thunsorn was meeting with when my brother died.
Okay,
we could go talk to him tonight.
He would talk the most.
He could die tonight.
He could die tonight. I like the way you're thinking, Hannah.
I do.
He'll break some fingers. I have a newfound fetish for them, apparently.
You know, Stacy, take a point of inspiration.
What? Yo, what?
Yep. Because I was literally just about to like seeing you guys like there's been one thing that I've been like wondering if you were going to do, and if you look in P5
I did not look into
my
P5.
God.
I just remember there was somebody tied to
You're such an asshole.
And
He's such an asshole.
Oh,
I didn't even see that. What the heck?
To be fair, I was skimming my notes to try to figure something out.
I wasn't
Wow.
even
But
skimming
here,
I'm sure
but
I
here-
would've hit
no,
Becky
here's,
eventually.
Here's the thing. I
There were
didn't
3
even
people.
I didn't even send that. And that's what I mean. Like I hadn't even sent that yet. I had that sort of prepped because, you know, but like well in advance, because you like when you guys were sort of, you know, like oh, I don't know what we're gonna do, like I don't know what we're gonna talk about, like, you know, who do we go to? I was like, shit, like maybe I could try and you know,
We were doing it.
which I'm proud. I'm very proud. I like I said, I think that was good.
Okay.
Yeah,
do we talk to? Do we go and talk
There were
to?
3 people.
So, a Zash question.
Anyhow.
Would Zash know what Benny's, like, I don't know, I want to say, like, compound, but I figure he probably just works in some, like, random fucking office building somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, do I know, like, does he normally have guards? Is he by himself? Like, I figure this dude's a little shithead, so he probably has somebody with him.
Pronounced Shafid.
Actually, You actually, you know that for the most part, Benny just sort of, like it's mostly just him. He's a loan manager for various properties throughout Neverwinter, and he works with the Innsmouth family.
Okay. So do we go talk to him before or after we rest?
Before. We don't need to rest to go talk to Benny. He's a little rat.
Okay,
He's
let's
not
go
gonna
then.
do nothing.
Get him by himself.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine I would know where
full
he's
heal
at,
too, didn't you?
so I did.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're a little tapped on spells, but we're good. Let's go.
I don't think he's gonna fight. I will be right back real quick, though.
Lucas, the inspiration.
Yeah, roll a
Just 1
d6.
point.
Roll a d6 and then add that to your inspiration pool.
But, I mean, I was just remembering there were 3 people involved when... So, just a freaking one.
Treat it. Yeah, I was actually. I have revamped it. Treat any ones as 2s.
Okay.
Wait, was I supposed to roll for inspiration
No.
points back in the?
No, you should have. You should already have them. Yeah, you have 2. So basically, anytime you do, grandiose moment, something like that. You know what? Actually, you know what, Hannah, I will say, probably had it not been for, yeah. I was gonna say, I give you credit for you know what? No, yeah, I'll give you a point as well. Roll a d6, and this is going to be for the fact that you specifically spoke out that Albina was memorizing the number pattern on the vault, and that you actually ended up utilizing that, saving Smith a spell slot and also getting you guys back into the vault.
Nice. You said a D6?
Yeah, so roll a d6, and then if you go into your equipment, your very first item is a inspiration point, so you can just add to that.
Oh, okay.
And the way that works is that whenever you make a roll with a d20, you can just add, to that using those inspiration points instead of just gaining advantage and stuff like that. Because I sort of find that boring. Bup, bup. Boo doo doo boom boom boom. Ba 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 dum ba da 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 dum boo doo 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 doo. Gotta make a new map, 'cause I'm telling you, combat might just break on out. Gotta make a map.
I like the Grease theme song. Gotta make a map.
Oh. I'm glad you got some enjoyment out of that.
You better shape up, 'cause I need a map.
I need a map. Oh, fudge butts.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back. Hey. I don't necessarily know if that's the right size. Oh, that's perfect. Jesus. I impress myself sometimes. Alright.
You impress me all the time.
Right?
We're not even doing like a short rest to get back anything.
That was actually going to be my next question. I don't know. Are you guys heading straight over to Benny's?
I think we should be good. Do we really get anything from a short rest? I get my wild shapes that I probably won't use otherwise. Until I do need to use it, so.
I get
Probably.
a phase step back.
Yeah, Nylor. Yeah, Albina gets her Channel Divinity. Iluna gets her Phase Step. Nylor gets his Wild Shape. Cephas would just recover some hit points.
We'd all recover hit points, right?
Yeah, you could all recover. It's just barbarians don't get anything extra.
Yeah.
And I know Smith could use Arcane Recovery to regain some spell slots.
How long's the short rest again?
An hour.
Yeah. Basically, you guys could sit there and watch the.
I could pet my cat while I watch them fight.
Yeah, you guys could finish up watching the fight as Alpha Omega fights off against hulking, or he's gonna fight off against Randall the Savage because I like Randy Savage.
An hour wouldn't be a bad idea to take.
Let's take an
Is
hour.
there betting for this? Please tell me there's betting.
Sure.
Oh Lord.
Okay, because Zash is gonna put 5 gold on Randy the fucking Savage.
Okay.
Okay, so we are short resting. I could go ahead and hit the button.
Yes.
Freaking I clicked my
Smith.
Smith, are we short resting?
Whoa, no, hold on. Smith and Steve. I want each one of you to roll a d20, and Smith is going to be representing Randall the Savage, and Steve is going to be representing Alpha Omega. So place your bets.
Hold up, yeah.
Higher number wins.
I don't want to join in on the betting.
I'll put in 6 gold for wait, who is Smith representing again?
Randall the Savage.
Randall. Yeah, for Randall.
I said 10, right?
You said
Yes.
5.
Yeah, you said
Oh.
you said 5. Well, I mean, you can make a bet.
Yeah, we're going 10.
Okay.
I'm feeling it. Come on, Randall.
So we got 2. Or wait, how much did you want on?
You know what? Let me just put 10 with Zash.
Okay. So we got Randall Savage and Alpha. Anyone betting on Alpha?
See, I'm like, should I use my last free augury to see if the outcome
my
of somebody
God.
win? but I'm like, no.
Do you value your life as a player?
See, the best part is, if you would do that, whoever you would bet on, I would have to give advantage.
I mean, I could do that and fuck over to the teammates, or I could do it and...
All of us.
Listen, if you do it, you guys have to PM it between each other and keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep a straight face if you're doing it.
Nah, I'm not gonna worry about it.
All right.
That's my last one for the day.
So we got 20 gold on Randall the Savage.
Pressure's on, Smith.
All right, yeah. Smith and Steve, go ahead and just roll a straight d20. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh! Randall,
Nice!
oh man.
Randall the Savage.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's
so
10 gold for me.
yeah.
Nice.
So Albina and Zash each win 10 gold.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Zash. You were my
I
inspiration.
personally would have bet
Hell yeah.
the same way. But not Iluna. She doesn't bet on anything.
Now I can get some extra kitty crackers for Rafa.
Okay, so we're short resting, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you guys
Okay,
can go ahead and
I'm gonna-
short rest.
I'm gonna use 1 hit dice.
Okay.
D8 plus.
Oh, I used the hit die just to max myself out, and I got 3.
So I can do a hit die since I'm a cleric as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, hit
is-
dies are just across the board.
1d8 plus 3.
Yeah, so
Oh.
it's 1d8. So basically, you have an amount of hit dice equal to your level. So you can roll 6 of them if you so chose, which it's really not necessary. I would just recommend either rolling 1 or none because you're still fairly up there on hit points because it's going to
Yeah.
be 1d8 plus 3 that you regain. So, you only needed 2 anyway, so rolling was sort of superfluous.
Wait, if I just short rest, was I gonna get my hit points back? Because
No.
it didn't look like it did.
No. So when you click short rest, and then you roll.
That's with those charges.
Right.
Oh.
You go through those charges. You see how much you get, and then you add those hit points back.
Okay, Cephas gained 6 plus what? Or is it just 6?
Cephas would have gained 6 plus 3, I think, is his con.
So he's at max now.
So I don't know if I want to. Okay, I could stay at 49, and then I could just get my little, what do you call those? Charges back, which seems okay to me.
Yeah, I don't think you need to use a hit die.
I'm not going to do that roll. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
I just saw that it didn't bring me up, and for some reason I was thinking the short rest did bring you up, and I was like, wait, I got to roll, I guess.
I just rolled 1 and rolled the best I could roll, so I got 10. So I'm back up.
Nice.
So Stacy's at max, Zash is at max, Cephas is at max. You're at 49 out of 51. I'm at max, and Smith at max.
If I need you to heal me, I'm just going to slide you the 10 gold I won.
You don't need to give me gold for that.
Like, here.
I'm actually, I still, because I have 2 first level spell slots left. I have 1 second level, and I have 3 third level, so I'm perfectly fine.
And get Rafa some treats while you're at it. Alright, so I'm gonna double check that it did clear it. Oh no, that's per long rest. Okay. So I didn't even need to do a short rest. It's 1 bonus act. The harness divine power is what I was thinking. Okay. It's fine.
By the way, if this session isn't noted as breaking Benny, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
I love it.
Breaking Benny, nice.
All right. Oh, here we go. This would be the word. Oh my god! What the fuck is this picture? I love it. What the fuck? Oh no! See, this is one thing I love about just looking up, for just D&D characters in general. Like, you search up a random term with D&D attached to it, and just treasure troves. Oh my god, no! This is absolutely him, and I fucking love it. Yeah, because there's really nobody better. No. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, no, this. Maybe? Damn it. So I get too absorbed into trying to find a good character portrait. Alright, no, I like this. Like it too much. Alright, so you guys spend about an hour or so watching the rest of the fight. Randall the Savage, just going ham on Alpha Omega. It's while Alpha has power, he has force and devastation. Randall the Savage is just a barbaric whirlwind force of sheer dexterity. His ability to bounce around and hit off of the ropes and then hit off of him, much like Blanca does in the game. You just watch Alpha get devastated. I can only imagine that Cephas probably feels a way about that.
Can I go talk to him?
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that after seeing Alpha Omega being taken down, most of the crowd had bet against had bet against Randall the Savage, and seeing this, they're like booing him and like throwing food at Alpha, and as the place is clearing.
Better
What's that?
if you go to congratulate Randall instead and just walk right past.
So yeah, you see that Randall's sort of standing up, on there, bouncing around, people cheering for him. Alpha is now sort of standing off to the side. He's there with some of the folks that he travels with. What do you do as you walk up to him?
I just walk up to him and say, Alpha, I see your skill set has met my expectations.
Ooh. He looks at you and he says, I'll find you one day, and we'll test our mettle against each other on the battlefield.
From what I have seen, do you know what a battlefield is?
Of course. I was built to fight.
Yet you lose so easily against something half your size.
I'd like to see you fight off against him and stand there with that smirk.
As I said, I don't need to prove myself. You should reevaluate. You are a powerful warforged. You are wasting your talents.
He just sort of breathes a heavy sigh, and see one of the guys that's standing there with him, says, come on, we gotta go. We gotta head up north. And as he's stepping away, he sort of turns around and he's like, we'll have our fight one day. I guarantee it.
I will look forward to it. Enjoy being kept by your keepers.
He sort of, gets this, angry look on his face, and the one that's standing next to him is like, don't let him rile you up, buddy. He's like, you can do what you want, but we gotta get going.
I'll go up just after this and I'll be like, Alpha, more like Beta.
Oh!
So Beta.
Oh, man. Shit.
We are dicks.
I mean,
yeah, kind of, but
I mean, arguably, Alpha, did call him out, so you have fair rights.
Deserved.
Yeah. All right. Does anyone want to do anything else before you guys head over to Benny's?
I think I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. So, Zash, you know where Benny's office is. Now, the map that I'm going to have up on here isn't going to be the full-size map. I plucked this one really quickly off the internet just for scale. But basically, when you, where his office is located, or where his office located in Neverwinter is, it's a very small, sort of like an apartment in between two larger buildings. Has sort of like a red brick construction on the front. And as you head up, you see that there is a light on in the second floor, which, from what you are aware of Benny, he actually lives up above his office.
Is Lord Innsmouth and my parents with us?
Actually,
or did they stay behind?
You know what? I will say that, you know what? I'll leave that up to you guys. Did you want him to go with you? Did you want your parents to sort of stay with Lord Innsmouth at the casino, just in case something happens? What did you guys want to do?
I feel like his character, he would want to come with us since it involves his son so heavily. I feel like that makes sense, right?
But both their sons.
Yes, I mean...
Well,
Benny would...
I know my dad would definitely... Yeah,
So-
I feel like they would definitely want to come.
So here's, I'm gonna say, we can make the argument one way or the other, because yes, you can make the argument of, your parents would want to come because it was their son, and Lord Innsmouth would want to come because he wants to find out that information. You could also make the argument that your dad and mom being confronted with the person who may have facilitated their son's death, and being unrestrained, your dad might not be the best person to be there. And Lord Innsmouth might also, not be in the right state of mind to restrain himself if his personal loan officer was betraying the family by any means. So, like I said, I'll leave it up to you guys if you want them to go with you.
My vote is yes, but we can do democracy. We can vote on it. Stacy?
Yeah, I imagine they probably... I don't know why would they trust us just to be their third party?
Well, they would trust me.
To speak on behalf. Yeah, and the rest of us who just keep tagging along with you, we barely know them.
Right, but it's kind of like
So they just trust you.
Right, like, because they trust
You're a
me,
little
they
unfair.
trust you because of your relationship with me.
Yeah, like I said, it's up to you guys how you want to do it. If you want them to be with you, they can be with you.
So yes or no, Stacy?
I think they... I don't know. I guess I'd want them around. They
Okay.
had to rescue us 5 ago.
Hannah? Yes or no?
And we have to keep explaining things to them, so maybe having a first account or first-hand account is just simpler this time.
Wait, for your parents coming is what we're...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can come along.
Okay. Tony?
I would say Lord Innsmouth should come along. I think your parents should stay back. I don't think it's the safest place for them.
Okay. Smith?
I kind of agree. I'm fine with Lord Innsmouth, but I don't think your parents should come.
Okay. Steve?
Yeah, I think they should come along.
All three?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. It was 4-2, so they're all coming.
Okay. All right. So, you all begin to make your way through the streets of Neverwinter. Zash, you are obviously aware of this. Your family, Lord Innsmouth, are all well aware of where Benny's office is. And, like I said, at a point you come up to this, red stone-faced building, 2 stories, that, a little bit deeper than it is wide. So when I show you the map, basically, it is actually like 2 rooms. There's also a staircase on the left that leads upstairs. And, when you get there, do you knock? Do you, what do you do?
I feel like we should let Lord Innsmouth knock. I kind of want to check the house out first.
Okay.
I'm gonna, sneak around and, peek in the windows, see if I can see what's in there, who's in there, what's going on.
Alright. Yeah, we'll say you and your parents will actually sort of do that jointly. And as you head up to the one window upstairs, you can see a halfling, put his picture up in the chat, Um, you start heading up there. As you do, you glance into the window, and you see Benny sitting there, this smug, sort of weaselly-looking halfling, sitting there in his pajamas, reading a book, and, in front of
onesie, isn't it?
What's that?
He's wearing a onesie, isn't he?
He is, absolutely. And it's one of those ones that has the butt flap where one of the where one of the buttons is broken. And as you're climbing up here, you go to peer into the window, and your claw accidentally taps on the window. And as it does, Benny looks over as he sort of puts his book down, and as you move back, as swiftly as you can, you feel that like you may not have been fast enough, but as you sort of lean your head back from the from the street lamps that are here in Phandalin that cast enough of a light on the buildings, there's almost this like perfect shadow right where you were that blocked him from seeing you move back. And as you sort of move back, you see, like you don't remember that shadow being there. And as you blink a few times, like taking into cover, and then you wait a few seconds and you move back, the shadow that was there isn't there anymore. And he has gone back to reading his book.
Is it like the shadow I saw in the house?
It wasn't. Whereas that one you felt had some shape, this one was more obscured, but as you're having this thought, you just sort of have this sort of feeling about you, of like a calmness, like, when somebody is there to protect you, it's that feeling.
Okay.
And you see your parents, they climb, they're like, scurrying across the roof, and they look down, and they're like, your dad's like, I didn't see him in the other rooms. And your mom says the same thing.
He's in this room. He's reading.
All right. And, your dad looks at you, he's like, is he alone?
I didn't see anybody with him. Did you guys see anybody else in any of the other rooms?
No. It's empty.
Alright. Let's have Lord Innsmouth knock.
Alright. You head down, and you hear you see Lord Innsmouth. He walks up to the door, and just this and the sound sort of echoes through the streets. It's the thing you have to realize, it's about 10:30 right now. So it's fairly late in the evening, and you knock on this door, and as you do, you see, you see like a shadow up on, sort of blocking the light on the upstairs window, and then you hear the sound of footsteps coming down, and the door unlocks, and a flickering light goes on the main floor, and the door opens, and you see Benny standing there, and he goes, "Oh, Lord Innsmouth, what can I do you for this hour?" And Lord Innsmouth's towering, even as a dwarf, towering over him. He says, "We need to talk."
As soon as he says that, I'm going to grab Benny by the shoulders and pick him up and walk him in the house.
Okay. Yeah, he struggles for only a moment, but quickly gives up. And yeah, where do you put him? Just because basically his main room is set up the way that you see here. It's just there's another room that extends beyond that through a doorway where that one window is.
I'm
I mean, I guess I just want to know, where are you putting him?
I'm gonna put him on the desk.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna walk around and pull out the chair for Lord Innsmouth.
Okay. Yeah, Lord Innsmouth takes a seat. And Benny...
I'll just say to everybody, because I'm not trying to, be sneaky or anything, and I'll just be like, make sure all the exits are covered. And I'll, draw any blinds.
Your parents will... your dad says that he will go up and keep an eye on this place from above. And, your mom says that she will watch the door.
Iluna. Do you want to have anime out on the roof for us?
Sure. So that's where your dad's going? The roof?
I think he's just going to be on the upstairs in general, but if we have anime on the roof too looking out, I feel like that would be really helpful.
Sure. She can relay. Right, that's not going to be more than 120 feet away.
No, yeah, that'll be fine.
Yep, I'll send anime to the roof to look out.
Okay.
And to obviously fly back to us if she's in danger. Look at her on the floor.
Yep. We'll place her over there for the time being. All right, and
At north, you said that window's actually a door.
yeah. So basically, the way that what this place actually looks like is there is another room, sort of on the back side of here. That this would be a door that would open up into there.
Okay, aside from that door and the window on the right,
Oh,
are there
sorry.
any other entrances on the outside?
This window does not exist. There are actually windows on the front side of the building down here.
Oh.
Okay.
I was just considering planting Iluna near a window for anime to come to her faster.
Yeah, you could go down by one of these two windows.
So where am I? By a window. I just really preferred that side. I'm disappointed it's not one.
Yeah. Yes, like this over here is just another apartment, and over here is another building. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's sort of sat up on the table and says, "So, what's going on?" He turns around, looks at Lord Innsmouth. He says, "Quite the party." And Lord Innsmouth looks over at you, Zash.
Benny, do you really think this is the time and the place for you to play stupid?
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean.
All right. So I was scraping a couple copper off the top.
Benny, I will break your fingers each time I have to ask you. This is your last chance. What happened?
Like Septis can just walk over and just stand right behind him or something for intimidation.
Okay. Yeah. Roll Zash, roll intimidation with advantage.
-1, here we go.
I'll actually give you Septis's intimidation with that. So it'd be +3.
So 12.
Okay.
I would like to.
Oh wait, I rolled it with disadvantage. I'm an idiot.
I mean, we
anyways, yeah, it was a 9, so 12.
Yeah, 12. What were you saying, Albina?
I was thinking of blinding and zone of truthing, or one or the other, but I don't know if that's gonna cause like.
You really want to blind people?
I was gonna say, Hannah sits there. Hannah sits there every session, like, can I blind this thing? Can I deafen this thing?
Yeah, I was just thinking like that might be the first thing I want to do is just blind him while Septis is just standing right behind him. He just feels a presence behind him, and Zash is like hand on his shoulder. Do you really want to be lying to me right now?
Do you cast blindness on him?
Yeah, and then I just want to double check one thing. Let me read this.
Okay.
Is this where I can do the guided strike? I could do my guided strike and blind him.
No, it doesn't work like that.
No.
Oh, yeah, blindness is just a save. They roll a save to see if they're blinded or not.
If you are casting blindness on him, I'm
gonna go ahead and just cast it.
Okay. He fails. You see, like, Septis is walking over to him, and he's like, looking back over, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Where'd you go? What's going on? No, don't kill me! Don't kill me!"
I just look over at him and be silent and answer Zash.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Albina, like, a puzzled look, like, the fuck did you do?
And I'm just gonna be like, he's not gonna see if he tries to escape. Let's just put it that way. For the next, is it just a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever, Benny, you hear that? You want your sight back?
I do.
What happened? And if you're lying to me, you're gonna lose limbs.
Now that he's blind, go ahead and roll that intimidation again. And roll with advantage. So roll it twice if you only rolled it once.
Can I use guided strike for that?
No, it doesn't work that way.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand this. Okay.
I rolled a natural 18.
Yeah, guided strike is only when you make an attack roll.
Oh, attack. Okay,
yes.
Not an action. Sorry.
Yeah. War God's Blessing is if one of your friends makes one. The one in the room that would be, more beneficial here would be Zash with guidance or,
What I was thinking, it was like, okay.
Right, yeah, no, yeah. It's similar sounding name, but I thought there would be more dialogue before he just exposited all this, but I guess you are on a mission. He's like on this table, like he has his hands over his eyes. He's like, I don't know everything. It was okay.
Just tell him what he needs to hear. I'll give you your sight back if you do well.
He like sits up. His eyes are wide, but you can obviously, like, they have a glaze over him, almost like cataracts. He says, okay. Thunsorn came here the other morning with your brother and said that he was meeting somebody here, that they were going to be discussing some property values, that they had a meeting, and
Who was he meeting with?
I don't know his name. I have never seen him before. When he arrived, your brother and Thunsorn were in here. The man came in. He greeted Thunsorn. Then Thunsorn told your brother to stay out here in my office while they went in to the conference room to discuss their business. A few moments later, this smoke started coming out from under the door, and your brother rushed into the room. I heard all kinds of scuffling around, and when the smoke cleared, there was your brother dead on the ground, and Thunsorn was standing there with a cut on his arm, and the man was nowhere to be seen.
So, you allowed somebody in your home without even learning his name?
I allow the business partners of my clients here under the express understanding that they are not going to do stuff like this.
What do you look like, Benny?
Well, real quick, I'm going to grab Benny's finger
Oh,
and
God.
ask him, Benny, are you lying to me? And I'm
No.
going to insight check him.
No. Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
Poor little guy. I feel so bad for him.
I mean, even with that, you can tell.
Okay.
Like, I mean, you've
pissing himself at this point.
You've seen like him, sniveling around before, but this is definitely, on another level.
Okay.
And he's like, you have his hand. He goes, he was kind of tall, very thin, long white beard. His hands were like no, I'm sorry. Forget I said that. His fingers, that was the creepiest thing about him. They were so long.
What color were they?
He was old and kind of pale, but I guess whatever the in-game equivalent of Caucasian.
Okay. Did you shake his hand, Benny?
No, I did not want anything to do with him. He gave me the willies. He kept staring at me. But
Has Thunsorn told you anything about any secret deals he has?
no, he is not.
Anything about the troubleshooters?
The only thing I know about the troubleshooters is that I have been getting non-stop messages from the businesses of the estate that they are receiving correspondence from them, and this is what I have been dealing with for the past few days.
Just real quick, but out of game, before, like, Albina's kind of just keeping an eye on the time that's passed,
Yeah.
and, like, right before he's gonna get his sight back, she's gonna play it out like, okay, now here's a start. I'll give you your sight back for now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just as it's running out.
Yeah. And he... Oh, I'm so sorry. I wanted to tell you... He turns to Lord Innsmouth. I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you, but Thunsorn said to keep it under wraps that, he wasn't sure what happened, what happened with your brother. And he looks over at you. He wasn't sure what happened with your brother, in the scuffle, and he didn't know where the man went, and he didn't want anything getting out. I thought maybe he, had made a bad deal with somebody, and he just wanted to keep it under wraps.
What happened to Zash's brother's body?
It was right there once the smoke cleared. He went in, and I'm sorry, but I hid underneath my table, and
Who came to retrieve the body?
The guards. It was as soon as it was over, we called the guards, and they took the body up to the estate.
The guards being the troubleshooters?
I can't recall. We called for the Neverwinter Guard, and they arrived to sort of block off the scene, but Thunsorn said he was taking the body back up to the estate.
I'm gonna squeeze his finger. Benny, I need you to remember right now, or I'm gonna slip.
I am trying to remember. I'm so sorry.
Was it the city guard, or was it the troubleshooters who picked up my brother's body?
They were not city guards. I can tell you that they did not wear the colors of Lord Neverember.
What colors did they wear?
Black and gray? Which those are the colors of the troubleshooters.
Motherfuckers.
I'm so... And he turns back to Lord Innsmouth. I am so sorry, sir. I was just trying to help your son. I thought maybe he had made a mistake, and he wanted to keep it under wraps, and I know how much he's trying to impress you and wanting to, do right by you and take over the estate in your stead.
We're gonna need you to do us a favor, Benny.
Anything.
We need you to arrange a meeting with Thunsorn. Do not tell him anything about us being here. Arrange a meeting and say something has gone awry and a bystander saw what happened the other night.
Benny, did anybody mention any names? Have you heard of Mixka, or whatever the hell that name is?
Miska.
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 No, I've not heard that name before. And I can arrange for a meeting. I can send one of my correspondents up there tomorrow.
I'll look at Zash. Does that work for you?
Real quick, you said the colors they were wearing were black and gray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry, I totally missed, the plan.
I told him to arrange a meeting with Thunsorn. Tell him that something went awry and a bystander saw what happened the other night. And he needs to talk to him in private. And not to tell him that obviously we're here.
And to tell him that the guards have been poking around and pressuring him, and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, do that.
Did anyone ask what race this person with the beard was?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, you did ask race?
I think he was a human.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. He was humanoid.
Yeah, Lucas said it would be a D&D equivalent of a old white dude.
Yep.
Okay. What about the color of the smoke, if that indicates any particular sort of spell? I don't know if the smoke color was mentioned, because I was trying to take notes.
No, Benny.
But if it wasn't,
he's like, it was not really a color. It was just like dark smoke. I honestly thought something
Starts,
was
like,
burning. I thought maybe
black.
they knocked over a candle or something.
Now, Benny, I want you to think carefully. Did you smell burning? Were there scorch marks in the room afterwards?
No.
So it would be safe to say that this was a magical smoke.
I guess one could assume. You can look at it yourself. And he gestures to the room that is located behind Lord Innsmouth.
Okay.
Somebody stay out him. Make sure he doesn't get away.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'll go into the other room.
Okay.
Nylor and
Me.
yes, I'm sorry, I can't think of your character's name right now.
Iluna?
Iluna.
Ooh,
Jesus. I'm sorry, it was totally escaping me. Yeah,
I sometimes call her other names.
Let's go check it out.
Okay.
Oh, we should probably have Smith come too. He is the wizard and is familiar with all the arcane shit.
Okay. Which room is this on the map again?
The one behind Lord Innsmouth.
There's actually it's the room that would be
My God,
to the
it
north.
leads outside. Just kidding.
So I mean, you walk into a similarly sized room. The main difference is that there's a large table in here that is surrounded by chairs. You know, it's like a conference room. So, and on the back side there are two windows that look back out across the alleyway between the other sets of buildings.
Okay. I mean, like, just immediate first glance, do any of us see anything, like, out of the ordinary? Like, any obvious residue or anything like that?
You don't notice anything immediate, like residue or burn marks or scorch marks. What you do notice is, like, scratch marks, which, seeing their size, how deep they gouged, you might imagine that these could have been left from your brother. But you're not 100% sure. Like, they are claw marks, like they are scratch marks.
Where are they? Are they, like, on the walls?
No, like
Floor?
right near the floor, like, just very close to the beginning of this room.
Okay. So they're at the beginning of the room on the floor.
Yeah. Now, that might lead you to believe that either part of the conflict was there, or your brother like bounding into the room to go to town.
Oh, so it doesn't seem like it was him trying to escape.
Oh no, they don't look like drag marks. It's not that.
Okay.
Long.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
asking.
That's the first thing I thought of. Okay.
Can I go look around the room and inspect like the walls and everything, see if anything's out of the ordinary?
Yeah, I want to check the windows.
Looking
Sure.
for,
Spread up and search for clues, gang.
Yeah.
yeah.
Smith, if you went in there with them, what would you be doing?
Debating whether to use detect magic or not.
Can you ritual cast it?
Yes.
That doesn't use
going
a
on
spell
here?
slot, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
I just wondered. I mean, do I get a hint or anything that there might be many magic here, or probably not?
Nothing just from immediately walking into it. But, you think that maybe casting detect magic might give you something, but if it's been a few days, while the immediate effects would be gone at this point for whatever has gone on here, there might be some residual energy left in the room.
Wonder if we're gonna be able to find the other teleportation circle.
I was just gonna ask, yeah, like, are we gonna be? Would we be able to tell
That would
and
be, like,
see
extra
any marks
crowd, right?
for if there was a previous.
Did you go in there,
teleportation?
Alina? And do I need to roll for a perception check?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because I was gonna go with Smith.
I mean,
Like,
whoever is
everybody in
looking,
the room.
whoever is looking for general clues, go ahead and roll for perception.
Is there a rug in here?
On the floor? No, it is a wood floor.
Okay. I
Run
rolled
to
really
the
well.
restroom. Peer back.
Yep.
I didn't get anything higher than my passive perception. One day I'm gonna roll.
Your passive perception's 18?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to there's only 2 more.
Oh yeah, which, by the way, I know JD mentioned this to my the other group that I play with, and I'm probably going to institute the same role, at least for your senses. So perception, investigation, and insight. And I apologize if I didn't use this before, but I'm going to use this moving forward. If you roll below your passive, you can just take your passive for your senses.
Okay.
So
Where's my passive?
I mean, that makes sense.
Sorry.
it's on the
It's
on the
left-hand
left
side.
side.
Yep. Right in the middle.
So
My passive is higher.
the 10. So if I roll less than a 10, you mean?
If you rolled, so Albina, if you roll less than a 10, or for perception,
Oh, 13.
for
Okay, so
your
I rolled
passives, if you roll lower than your passives, you can just take your passive. So most of your investigations probably aren't crazy. Well, actually, I was gonna say Smith's makes sense because it's a intelligence based. But your passive perception. So Stacy,
13. Would I add 3? Or no?
No, for you,
Like
you
to the
already added
passive.
3. So for you rolled a 13, so you got your passive.
I see what you're saying. Without the okay.
Right, because the passive is just 10 plus whatever your modifiers are.
Gotcha.
What was I pulling up? Oh yeah.
Because we're doing we're doing perception, which is wisdom, or I don't understand.
You were doing perception, which is wisdom based.
So it would just be if I didn't get 13 or if I got
Right.
13 or less total with the
If you
less
got
3 that I
anything
have.
under 13, you could have just taken 13.
Gotcha. Okay. I was thinking the 13 plus 3. That's my bad.
Oh, oops.
I'm back, by the way.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Did I miss anything?
No. I was just waiting for him to get back, and I was reading something.
Oh, okay, my bad. Because I did take my headset off for a second.
All right. So I need that one. All right. So, for everyone who is checking out, Smith, were you searching or were you casting a spell?
Oh, just looking around, I guess.
Okay. So for the most of you, this room looks fairly unremarkable. There's really nothing too crazy about it that stands out. It just seems like a meeting room. There's, some cabinets on either side. The chairs are sort of strewn about the table. Iluna, you said you were looking, towards the windows and stuff, or what were you looking at?
Walls probably.
Okay. There's...
Sure, but that must include walls.
What's that?
How big of a room is it?
It's about the same size. So it's, there's enough room that you can all sort of, maneuver around. But it's, it's not like, it's not super tiny. But
So,
yeah.
I don't know, maybe looking for other ways in or out, or anything that indicate how they left besides a puff of smoke.
Okay. So with that, I will say, you're looking around, seeing, what other ways this person could have gotten out. You check out, the windows on the north side of it, and you see that they are covered in dust. It appears that they have not been opened in, maybe weeks or months. So you don't imagine that they got out that way. And Zash, what you pick up, something that's kind of strange, is you notice that this room in here seems to almost be like the aesthetics in this room appear newer. Like, compared to his main office, this room seems a lot cleaner. While there is dust on the window, it appears like things in here are, have been renovated recently.
Okay.
How convenient.
On top of that, can I just check out the desk?
Sure.
And the windows, see if there's anything particularly important with Thunsorn in the desk, and if there's just any type of markings on the windows, like somebody tried to jump out one or something.
You don't see anything on the windows. Like I said, with Iluna, there's really nothing on the windows. What's specific?
Oh, did you check them? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I wanted to check the desk because you said there was a desk in here, right?
Yeah, it's like a big conference table.
Okay. Oh, so there wouldn't be any drawers to check?
No, yeah, it's an open bottom.
Okay.
There's cupboards on the sides. Like dressers and stuff. So you could check those.
Never mind then. Yeah, I guess I'll peek in them, see if there's anything in them.
Yeah, you start going through them. There's papers. You imagine maybe these are, papers that, almost like filing cabinet-esque.
Right.
For Benny.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna look at...
Do they move?
The cabinets? Yeah, you could, they're not bolted to the walls or anything.
Are you talking about a secret door?
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Looking for.
Is there any airflow coming from anywhere?
If we can move the cabinets, is there anything behind them?
Any secret doors?
Stashed behind them.
I will say that if you peek behind any of the cabinets, you do not see anything back there. But I like where your mind's going with that.
I guess my background, what would I know about portals, and because I know I helped Smith dispel it earlier, but I don't really know. I was thinking looking around, but I don't know what I should be looking for, if there's any kind of marks or anything, if someone did close a portal or something.
So generally speaking, portals are going to be made by setting in like, you know, if you like teleportation circle specifically, you know, you have to draw a, you know, a circle, like a 10-foot, you know, circle on the ground, and you inscribe it with sigils that link your location to a permanent teleportation circle. So that would be something that would have to be, you know, drawn like onto the ground.
Okay.
Can I check on the underside of the conference table?
Sure.
Yeah, so like...
Is it just wood?
There's nothing there.
I don't know. Okay, listen. I'm just trying to channel my inner Velma, okay?
I like where
Jinkies!
I like where your mind's going.
I'm gonna call out to Seftis. Hey Seftis! Can you bring the precious cargo in here for us?
Will do.
He comes in carrying himself because he's precious cargo.
Indeed, I'm gorgeous.
He's just hugging himself like this.
Yeah.
I'll just tap on the table, set him up here.
He comes in,
Benny's gonna need some therapy after this.
He's like, yeah, what?
So, if you said there were no scorch marks in the room, right? Nothing too crazy.
No, nothing.
Would you care to explain why all this furniture is new?
The furniture, that was, it was, we had a remodel, a few months ago.
By whom?
By the Innsmiths.
Is this true?
Are you asking Lord Innsmouth?
Yeah.
He looks and he says, I never approved a remodel of this office. I wasn't aware that it needed one.
Benny, I will literally snap your fingers off and scoop out your eyeballs and eat them.
Whoa. Happy birthday, JJ!
You are pushing me to a point of no return.
Okay.
Come on, Benny, you need to stop the lying. Like, he sees right through your falsehoods.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I didn't think it had anything to do with it. Thunsorn came down here a few months ago, said that the place was looking ratty. He wanted to liven it up. He said that he only had the funding to do the conference room, which I understood because that's where he would have his business meetings, and I understood it, and he said that he would front the money. So they came in, they brought this new furniture, they replaced the flooring, they painted the walls.
They replaced the flooring.
The entire flooring?
Well, yeah, they took out the old boards and they put in these new Paduke ones.
I interrupt him. What did they do with everything that they took out of here? Is it stored anywhere? Did they discard of it right away?
I don't know. I wasn't. I didn't look. It wasn't.
They replaced the flooring of the entire room?
Yes. Well, at least in here, like I said, in the conference room, for what it's worth, this is sort of what the flooring looks like now, compared. So you can see, compared to what it looks like in that picture where his office is,
right,
to that.
So new furniture, new floor, painted the walls.
I'll look at Zash. Should we tear the floor up?
I'm thinking we need to tear the floor up.
You can't tear the floor up. I just redone.
You didn't pay for it. Step aside.
Might pop up.
Hey,
do you
Septus, you want to pop a few of these boards up?
Benny, do you not understand how severe of a situation this is? His brother's dead. We almost all died. There's a serious conspiracy going on here.
I understand.
And you seem to be right in the middle of it all. It doesn't look good for you.
If you value your life, you'll step aside.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand him a card of a good therapist.
While this is all going on, Smith, are you?
Different
While this is all going on, Smith, are you doing anything?
Yeah, is he gonna... Can you detect magic, like, under the floor? Is that thing?
Yeah, you could take magic.
Okay. Do you want to do it?
Casting it.
Do you want to do it before they do what they're going to do, or do you want to do it after?
What are they going to do before?
Yeah.
We need to carefully take up the floor. I presume we're looking for another circle.
Who knows what we're looking for?
But we
Yeah, I'll do it before if that's okay with everyone, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll say while this conversation was going on, Smith was casting Detect Magic. And, right about the time that the group sort of determines, like, oh, we should probably rip up the floor, you cast this spell, you begin to detect the auras around you, and from the table... from underneath the table, you are detecting 2 schools of magic. One is conjuration, and the other is illusion.
Underneath the table?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Well, he didn't tell us that, so.
Yeah, is that in the same room?
Yeah, in this
Table in the
room.
room?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go, inspect it. What do I see anything, So it's under the floor, under the table?
Yeah, so basically, when you go over to this table, you're looking around it, it's from the table itself, you're detecting both of those schools of magic. That it sort of does seem to be, underneath the table, the aura you feel doesn't extend further up than it does down. So you feel it's somewhere underneath the table.
So it's illusion and conjuration?
Correct.
I'll kind of say that aloud to myself, but so that everyone hears it.
Okay.
And I'll start checking out the area, I guess.
Okay.
I'll start reaching in the bag of holding for the Scooby snacks.
What specifically are you doing?
I don't know.
Because I didn't know if you wanted. I didn't know if you were trying to determine what spells it is. I didn't know if you were casting Identify or anything like that.
I can identify spells?
I mean, you can touch an object. That if the object is imbued with magic, then you can learn what it is.
And what object is imbuing magic right now? The floor? The table?
It's sort of so I would say you could either do one or the other to try and figure that out.
Is the table glowing? Does the table have an aura around it?
The table does.
Okay, yeah, we'll use we'll use the goggles on the table.
Okay.
Identify.
Yeah. So you cast Identify using the goggles. After a minute, you realize that the table is giving off the illusion magic, that it is actually imbued with the spell Programmed Illusion. That upon a triggering condition that is set, the illusion takes place.
It's probably somebody entering the room.
And what that triggering condition is that the moment somebody walks into this room, that the illusion is set until the room is empty.
Can I dispel the illusion just like by touching the table, or no?
If
I inspect the table,
you would have to roll in order to dispel it.
no, I don't want to like necessarily dispel it, but like minor illusion. If someone inspects it, they can tell it's an illusion.
So I will say that you like the illusion.
Can I like, put my hand through it?
Right. So the illusion there is because of the manner in which it's set up. You can see that it's the undersurface of the table. Like when you like start passing your hand there, you can tell that like that's where the illusion is, but you're not sure what this illusion is hiding.
What are you hiding?
So, because like if you would think about it, if it was like a box, you could put your hand through it. But whatever this is intricately built with is intricately cast within the table to be bounded within the table.
What else did we run into that was hit with programmed illusion? I'm almost positive this is like the second time we're interacting with this spell.
Nothing that I
don't think
recall.
So. No, I don't recall.
You're thinking of polymorph.
What am I?
Yeah.
And then the mimic. The mimic was.
Wait. What was used on my brother's body?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that programmed illusion?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's starting to come together now. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I'll just relay everything that I've found to the group, and so I'm just trying to figure out what Smith is thinking right now. Like, tear these floorboards up, or is there something?
Should we try moving the table?
The table's...
Yeah, can we move the table?
Yes, the table can be moved. With your detect magic, you see that both illusion and conjuration move with the table.
Don't know what that
Break table.
That means the table is imbued, whatever this table actually is.
Let's destroy it. Get your axes out.
I have one more charge to spell magic. What do you guys think?
Does Iggy know dispel magic?
No, it's too high of a spell.
Okay.
I don't think he knows.
Can you...
Third level.
Is that one you can ritual cast, or do you just have to burn a slot?
I just had to burn a third slot.
Wait,
Okay.
doesn't Albina have dispel magic?
I don't have any more third slots.
She's magic.
We could pick up this conference table and put it in the bag of holding. Take a long rest and then
Would
do
not
it.
fit.
Let's just take a long rest right here.
I'm gonna try dispelling
right
magic.
next to our new friend Benny.
Go ahead and roll, Smith.
Well, hold on.
Wait, can I guide him?
Sure.
Real quick,
That was a lot of things being said.
Before you dispel magic, I'm gonna ask Benny. You heard what he said. Do you want to tell us what the table is?
I don't know. It was... I swear, I don't know what is going on. The table was brought here months ago. It wasn't even in the realm of possibilities that something like this was going on with it. You have to believe me. I've worked for I've worked for the Innsmouths for years. I would never do anything to betray them.
Okay, what about this? Was Smith able to tell that the spell was programmed illusion?
Yes.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
both.
Okay, and we all kind of deduced the trigger word.
He knows the trigger.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So why can't, if it triggers when somebody walks in the door, why can't everyone else walk out and I stay in, and then what happens?
Because it won't go back unless the room is empty.
Yeah, but
That's the
empty
condition.
humanoids?
Yeah.
Well, you've used both
What
of
if
your
you're-
shapeshifts already.
We short rested. I have both of them back.
Oh.
Yeah.
But if you go in there, the room will still not be empty.
No,
Yeah.
it might just be a humanoid. I could go in as a spider.
I think we should just dispel it.
Dispel what though? The illusion or
The
the
table.
conjuration?
He can choose a spell.
Oh.
So that's the thing. Now that he knows the specific magical effect, he can choose to dispel that. Because otherwise he would have ended
What
up
do I dispel? The
dispelling.
illusion?
You are dispelling an illusion. I mean, unless you want to try and dispel whatever the conjuration is.
We're aware of the. Well, no, Zash seemed to make the connection between that and his brother's fake body.
Yeah, I think
I
if
was
we
getting
just,
to something, but I lost my train of thought completely.
I think if we dispel the illusion and see what we're actually working with here, then I think we're okay. It's easier to figure things out once you know what you're working with.
Okay, so do I have guidance?
Okay.
What is that? A plus D4?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have inspiration too. You can use that if needed to make sure you definitely don't fail. I think you have inspiration.
Yeah, he does. He has 4 points.
Oh shit. Guidance isn't gonna help on that.
Well, roll guidance.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Let's take a long rest.
Yeah.
Let's take a long rest.
Oh wait, don't we have a scroll? Oh no, that's like never mind.
Okay. Shit. I was kind of hoping that you would get it so that I could end it at that note.
Well, Benny,
Hey, I was hoping I would get it too.
Yeah.
looks like we're having a sleepover.
So do we sort of want to like fast track? Because I really want to end it on this note. Do we want to sort of like
a long rest?
fast track to the end of the long rest?
I mean,
I'm
okay with that.
down. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So
In before he uses all the spell slots and still.
yeah.
Still fails.
All
Oh
right.
wait, Tony, do you have your like
I don't.
augury thing?
No.
Oh fuck.
Oh
Okay.
no! I have one more charge of augury. Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, your thing where you can like
the
change
will
roll.
rope?
Or,
No.
yeah.
No, I'll get it.
I
I'll
might
get
as
it.
well blind and deafen before.
What the fuck?
You know what? I might as well call lightning on the entire house if we're just going long rest anyways.
We might as well take advantage.
Holy shit.
Jesus
I
H.
didn't put any thorns anywhere.
You know what? Hold on. I will make this argument because I have at one time played around with this idea. So, the spell that Smith is trying to dispel is Programmed Illusion, which is a 6th level spell, which means he needs to roll a 16. He has rolled an 8, and he has himself 4 points of inspiration, so that puts him up to a 12. I will let you guys
I have 4.
Can I donate it to him?
on a 2-to-1 basis. Give him
8.
So if you gave him 8 collectively, he would. So you each you would have to give up 2 of yours to give him 1.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll give him 8 of mine.
Okay. So
You
here's
guys don't want to just take a long rest?
Nope.
well you can we will you guys will be able to do a long rest very very shortly. Yeah.
I feel like this is a waste of inspiration.
It's fine. I already did it. I already subtracted it. It's fine.
Okay. Alright, I'll subtract mine.
So
Alright, let's do it.
So Nylor, the night is about. The stars are out. You're feeling slightly charged, and you feel as if your guidance is a little bit more inspiring. Smith, as you cast Dispel Magic, all of a sudden, something like a shimmer goes across the table, and something underneath the table is now visible.
Is it the fucking rune, Lucas?
What do you?
Is it the teleportation?
Do you look underneath? Does everyone look underneath?
I would, yeah.
I saw detect magic on, right?
Yeah, you already did detect.
Does that detect if anything different or no?
When you do this, you detect that the illusion magic is completely gone now, and the conjuration magic is the only magic that you detect from it. And as you look underneath with your arcane vision, as the illusion is going away, you can see the runes from a teleportation circle etched into the bottom of a table. Mm-hmm. And that is where we're going to end it for tonight.
I knew it! I knew it!
We should break Benny's little fucking fingers.
I hope you have something I can take a hot bath in, Benny.
Guilty by association. We're waterboarding him.
He's still blinded and deafened, but I'll wait.
He did fail his con save.
We'll keep him blinded and deafened while we waterboard him.
Okay, it's blind or deafened.
No, I had 2 slots. No, I had 2. Yeah, I was taking advantage.
It's like one or the other.
I'll long rest.
Well,
I blinded him and then I deafened him. One consecutively.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we are long resting?
Yes.
I'll long rest.
You guys can long rest because when we pick back up next time, we'll sort of address it from here.
I'm gonna go pray and figure out what other spells I can have.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna switch my spells up too. I'm gonna do my will or woe right now, Lucas, while we're still. It's a D6, right, or a D8? It's a D6.
D6.
So 1.
Oh,
so
that means woe, I believe.
Yeah, it's woe. So that's basically like Bane.
Yep. Oh man. I was.
All right, guys. Good session.
Yeah,
great.
I'm not gonna lie. When you guys were like, "Let's rip up the floor," I'm like, "Oh, okay." That went away. I wasn't expecting.
You've conditioned us.
I know. The best. Here's my favorite. Here's my favorite thing about these past few sessions. At this point, it is just breaking Zash.
I know! He's gonna have PTSD like no other. Jesus.
I
was saying last time, like, anytime he tries to do anything, it just backfires in the worst way possible.
I'll take the therapist card away from Benny and give it to Zash.
Right? Like, I'm sure the gold that I gave to Phandalin to try to help rebuild all the shit that we messed up, I'm sure it's like cursed gold and they're all gonna die horrible deaths somehow.
Greymane's gonna be like, Zash, I can't believe you betrayed me.
Right?
Oh my god.
He's actually like a poltergeist.
And as we're in the room, I pull out Rafa, but I have him morph into a baby black dragon and just kind of have him sitting next to me and Benny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I found this guy down the road the other day.
Jesus.
He doesn't eat much when he's in good company.
Oh, don't worry. Next session, it's going to be full-on gaslighting Benny. Like, none of this happened. He's such a good employee and loyal servant to the Innsmiths.
Oh, my God.
He's going to be broken.
Oh, I love it.